We just potentially had the craziest, wildest, most frantic week in NBA history. We had free agency signings. We had
Mm.
trades. We had drama. We had things that just came out of left field that you just did not expect. Nobody would have predicted Ja Morant going to the Blazers. Nobody in their right mind would have predicted that Jaylen Brown would be playing for the Sixers. Nobody, for the most part, thought LaMelo Ball was going to go to the Wolves. There was writing on the wall that Kawhi might leave, and there was this crazy guy up here talking about, hey, he's coming here. But nobody really thought that Kawhi was going back to Toronto. Long story short, this has been one of the wildest weeks that I've ever seen. Probably the craziest week that I've ever experienced in the NBA, offseason, trade deadline, whatever the case may be. Let's go ahead and recap it, fellas. Let's talk about, for you guys, what was the most jarring move, but what did you guys like the most this week? It could be a big move, could be a small move, could be whatever.
The fact that Giannis got traded, because he starts this whole thing. If Giannis doesn't get traded, we still waiting on things to transpire. Once the domino of Giannis fell, then now everybody else can start making moves accordingly. Now, of course, people are talking about James getting moved to this place or that place, but all of this started with Giannis. And the fact that Giannis got moved to Miami and now he's in the Eastern Conference. We literally had this conversation yesterday, Ron, how much better the Eastern Conference has gotten just over the last week, how much better it's gotten. We have groups like the Utah, not the Utah Jazz, I'm sorry. We got groups like Cleveland being a play-in team with like 45 wins, 46 wins. So probably Giannis getting moved because Giannis was the one who kickstarted this whole thing in my estimation. Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis was major. Giannis was major. Mars, what you thinking? Or what are you
Ja
liking at least?
Morant is off my team. That's what I'm liking. Um, so yeah, that's my favorite thing. Ja Morant is off my team. Um, yeah, everything else don't really matter. Santi Aldama is also off my team.
Is Ja
So
Morant being off your team, Mars, because he can't play anymore, or because we're just moving forward? And it's probably
yeah,
best that we
new life cycle. We're done with the old regime.
new
So
regime.
everyone that was part of that regime, they're all
Sure.
gone. The coach, the players, everyone. We're moving forward with our new. So it's not really about John Morant. He was wearing Cambuse's number, which was a problem. But
That was
Cambuse has
100% a
also
problem.
said now he's now keeping 27, so they should have traded John Morant
Is
earlier.
he?
Yeah, he said he'll keep it for at least a year or a couple years. So
Mm.
I'm annoyed about that. But yeah.
I felt like the Ja domino was going to fall after what happened with Giannis off the strength that, I mean, he was the only one that was left. If you look at that group and you look at what was going on there in Memphis, he was the only one left. He was the biggest problem, so to speak. And it was time for them to move on, Ron. It was time for them to move on with the new group that they had in Memphis and to see what they have. Because we got timelines in the NBA now, right? We got timelines where, especially in Memphis, where, you know, these teams, they have a certain window. And after this certain time, if we don't at least achieve this, then it's time to move on. And I felt like that's what was going on with Memphis. Like we saw how many players that they had, all of those guys, Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain, Triple J. Ja was the only one left. The fact that Oklahoma, and I'm on record saying it, the fact that Oklahoma City team turned into who I thought Memphis could have been, I mean, I think that compounded things, that it was time to move on from this regime and move on to something else. But Jaylen Brown moving to Philly, Ron, let's be clear about one thing. Jaylen Brown did not want out of Boston. He never asked out. He never demanded to be traded. This was something that happened and was out of his control. And it wasn't something that I think that he did, you know, purposely. I mean, Jaylen Brown is an outspoken, educated man. And I don't think this had a lot to do with I think it had to do with basketball, but I also think that it was some other things that weren't factored in that we don't talk about. Like the fact that he wanted to do the things that he wanted to do in Boston, like the fact that he wanted to be that kind of figure for, you know, people who look like him in Boston. I think that factored in to what was going on there. And on top of that, maybe this group between him and Jaylen Brown, between him and Jason Tatum, maybe they looked at it like, okay, we've gone as far as we're going to go with this group, with these two. I think that's a mistake, but maybe they looked at it like that. And maybe they're just trying to cover that up. Maybe they're trying to use that as a scapegoat to cover that up of what's really going on.
Hey, with all things factored in, Mars, Ox, Chill, and this includes money. This includes just how you view these two as a duo. This includes the East getting stronger. This includes just everything all around. The off the court stuff with Jaylen Brown. Obviously, how good you think Jason Tatum is, and even the return, getting the picks. Is that a move that you guys would have made?
I'm not breaking this group up. I'm not breaking him and Jason Tatum up. I'm not doing it, Ron.
I look at it like this, Ron. Like I got two cousins, and they're like Irish twins. You know what I'm saying? They're like basically the same age. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they shared a room since they was like babies. You know what I'm saying? But once they start getting a little older, you know what I'm saying, hit puberty, it's like we love each other, but we can't share this room no more. You know? And it's like you look at it like when you're an adult and you're grown and you got kids, you like, okay, we got a 3-bedroom, we can stay like this, but then at some point you got it, man. We gotta size up. The kids need their own room. You know what I mean? Like from the outside looking in, I want to keep them together, but shit, man, these kids need their own room.
You think it was just time?
Why is that though, Ox? Like I can appreciate the analogy of me growing and okay, yo, I need my own space. But why can't we coexist? Like why can't we be in a space where you and I coexist and do work together?
I mean, that's just what we want, chill. Like I talk about it a lot, and like, so a lot of times we want to live in like this perfect fairy tale utopia situation. Yeah. And it's just like sometimes it just can't be. It's like maybe there's not enough room for both of us. You got to look at like, and honestly, I don't even want to put it in a negative way. I don't think it has to be a negative way. I don't think it has to be beef. It doesn't have to be funk. Like it doesn't be. I'm talking about Jason and Jaylen. It doesn't have to be we hate each other, but it can be like we're outgrowing each other. It can be where, you know, like they tried to draw a wedge between Jaylen and Jason after 24. When Jaylen kept getting passed over, Kawhi went home. Kawhi went home from Team USA. They came and got Derek White. People tried to draw a wedge between them then. Jaylen Brown got Eastern Conference Finals MVP, but Jason Tatum's the best player on this team. So they made a big deal about that. They were going to lose to the Knicks regardless, right? People keep forgetting about that
The Knicks
part.
were going to beat them.
That shit was over already.
Beat them. Yes, they were.
But he got hurt anyway. And then Jaylen came back on the team, regardless of if it was just the system and they were going to win regular season games anyway, regardless if it was Joe Mazzulla, Jaylen Brown was on that team averaging 29, 7, and 6. They got to the second seed. Jason Tatum wasn't there, chill. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, as if I'm Jaylen Brown, at some point I gotta stand on my nuts like, bro could be better than me if y'all say so, but y'all gotta respect me. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, you know what I mean? Chill. And that doesn't have to be beef though. Chill. That doesn't have to be beef. You know what I mean? It's like it's just kind of like it's going to be chill. It's gonna be. I mean, y'all had dogs before, right? Where if you have a litter and you got a male dog, the dad dog, at some point you got to separate them.
The situation that you talk about, Ox, is very similar to, we don't know Kobe Bryant today if he doesn't get away from Shaq. We don't know him like that. If him and Shaq stay together, I don't think we know them like that, because I don't think Shaq would have ever taken a back seat to him. The best thing that happened to him was him getting away from him so we could find out how good he really is. And even though there was some tension there, we still needed to find out how good he is. So maybe, to your point, maybe this is that kind of situation, like with Jason Tatum and with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I just feel like when you have the formula, very much like I felt like with Shaq and Kobe, when you have the formula, you don't pour it down the drain, because it's hard to get it. It's hard to put that together, and it's hard to keep that together. So once you get it and you keep it together for as long as you can, because it doesn't come around a lot. And I felt like these two guys together, Jaylen Brown is 29 years old. Jason Tatum is 27 going on 28. I think we got another couple of more years left with these guys.
Hey, at least have 4, chill.
I felt like we had a couple more years left where we can continue to build around these guys and keep that window open. Now, I understand that Jaylen Brown, and I don't want to be long-winded about this, but I understand that Jaylen Brown, for all intents and purposes, for lack of a better term, Ox, is a bad mother. You know what? He is.
Sure, be long-winded. There's only 4 of us up here,
right? What I don't want to make it sound like Jaylen Brown isn't that dude. And maybe he does have to get away from Jason Tatum in order to find out whether he's that good, whether he isn't. I just wanted to see these guys stay together because I love to see greatness cultivated amongst a group of guys. Because Ron, remember, these dudes was raised together. Jaylen Brown showed up in 16, and Jason Tatum showed up in 17. So they showed up right behind each other, and they were raised together. So with these dudes being raised together, and we've seen them get to the doorstep and not be able to get over that hump, and then finally be able to get over that hump. And then something unfortunate happens where Jason Tatum gets hurt. But then, okay, let's get back to it again. Let's get right back to it, because there's no reason why, looking at the landscape of this league and you two guys being as good as you are, that we can't still be a championship contending team for a number of different years. Yeah, it's going to cost some money and it's going to be expensive, but I'm willing to do that.
Sure, but like I was trying to say this yesterday, and people lost their mind. Well, first things first, Chill, what you said about them being raised together. Not only were they raised together, but they were thrown into some turmoil early too.
From the door.
You know what I mean? They didn't really the plan for them to grow into it really didn't go that way. If y'all remember what happened to my man's foot. In the way in
Gordon?
Yeah.
His leg broke his leg.
You remember if you remember what happened.
Second game of the season, or it was the first game of the season?
First game of the season.
Opening night, Ron.
That
I was so excited about that team too.
Oh,
that team was about to be dope. What it was,
Kyrie,
Gordon, Jaylen Brown.
And they still had Jay
Al
Crowder
Horford.
too.
Did they have Al Horford at that time?
Yes.
He was dead. Younger Al Horford too.
Mm-hmm. He was dead.
But you know, like that happened, and then Kyrie got up out of there after saying he was going to stick around. Mm-hmm. They were still young, but they got thrown into that together. So to grow together is one thing, but to grow through adversity together, really, like, that strengthens it. And so that's what I was trying to say yesterday, as far as like, this doesn't always have to be a I hate you, you hate me thing, and I got traded, so we're beefing now. Like, these dudes got a lot of money. That's first things first. These young men got a lot of freaking money. You know what I'm saying? That's first things first, right? Though. They got that. They've been together for a long time. I highly doubt that this situation is gonna make these two guys hate each other. Now, mind you, unless they already do, which I have no knowledge of. What I'm saying, Chill, is there's no big deal for me to be like, oh well, you know, now we're competing against each other. Now, you know, it doesn't have to be what the media is trying to make it out to be. It doesn't have to be like, yeah, I can see Jaylen Brown being disappointed and upset at Brad Stevens, but one thing we also got to remember too, y'all, they got a new owner, and if I'm not mistaken, this new owner isn't the one that gave him all this money.
No, he didn't. Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And it's similar. It's similar to what we were talking about in Portland. Chill, you get a new squad. I'm trimming some fat when I buy this company. And he bought it for $6 billion, right?
Yes, he did.
Like, come on, bro. There's a lot going into this. There's a lot of money behind this. There's a lot of, you know, pieces that gotta fit together. It's business, y'all. This ain't all that big a deal.
And not all divorces are tumultuous. There are some divorces that are amicable. Like, you know what? Yeah, we've gone as far as we're gonna go. I still love you. It's just best that we do it this way. That doesn't mean I hate you. That doesn't mean that, you know, I don't want to see the best for you. But when I think about Jason Tatum and I think about Jaylen Brown as a duo, I think that these two guys are very competitive. And to your point, Ox, I'm pretty confident that if I spent 10 years with you and now you go on somewhere else, you know, I'm going to see you somewhere and like, yo, you know, when I see you, I'm going to bust your ass, right? Don't think for 1 second that when I see you, I'm going to bust your ass. I love you. You're still my man.
I love that
my
shit.
man.
Growing up, I used to love to compete against my boys. Like, yes. like I went to a school. I transferred schools between sophomore and junior year. I've seen them a few times. Like, Yeah, I love you, but it's on. Like
When I see him, bust your ass. Yes,
I love that. And I don't think that goes away when you're getting older. Like even I love competing against Ron anytime I catch up with Ron in one of these tournaments or something like that. Like that's fun, bro.
Yes.
We talking shit to each other, but we're trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying?
It's really a one-sided matchup.
No, it's not.
You running your mouth, and I'm running circles around you.
No, it's not. No, you're not, Ron. No, you're not. You are not.
I mean, chill for the past maybe year and a half. It's kind of lopsided Ron's favor. I ain't gonna lie.
Probably early on.
Yeah, I done slowed down a bit, but you know what I'm saying? For the past year and a half, you know what I'm saying? But before that, I used to kick Ron ass, and he knows it. But either way, though, you know, I think that's something that, you know, people like competitors respect, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I think that Jalen and Jason can see each other and want to kill each other and really, you know what I'm saying, really understand like this is just the way it goes. Like we gotta grow apart sometimes.
But Ox, so you're 100% right. And also too, I want to say I don't think Jalen and Jason have any beef. When I was yesterday, when I was talking about turmoil, and for the most part, I think when most people talk about turmoil, some people will do the Jason and Jalen thing. But it's not Jalen's beef necessarily with Jason Tatum. It's not their fit. It's not that they're alpha dogs. I don't think that's the issue. It's Jalen versus the front office and Brad Stevens. That's where the beef is. And you know, like that's where when I see you guys, it's not necessarily that I'm trying to give Jason Tatum 50. I'm trying to give your whole team 50. I'm trying to give you guys an L. I'm trying to let you guys know that, you know, you guys messed up a good thing.
Sure.
And you guys just flat out disrespected me.
Ox, I want to make sure that I reiterate. I didn't ask out. Like I didn't want to leave. I wanted to be here. I'm still standing on this, and you guys can kill me if you want. I think he got ran out of there. I do. I think he got ran out of there. I think that the Boston brass looked at Jaylen Brown like he was the odd man out, and it was, I'm not going to say easier. It was less difficult to move on from him than it would have been with Jason Tatum. Not necessarily because of him, the caliber player that he is. I just looked at it from a number of different standpoints. Just also the caliber of player that he is, the stuff that he was doing when it came to social justices and the stuff that he wanted to do with the community up there, the black community up there. I think that it was less difficult to move on from him than it was Jason Tatum because he didn't want to leave.
He did not do that stuff though. I think he can. He can still support the Boston community and stuff like that.
He said that on his stream though. He said, "I'm well, I don't know about Boston, but he said I'm ready to get to Philly and basically hit the grassroots and see how I can, you know, affect the community and improve the community and all that." But
don't y'all think real quick before you move on around, just real quick, don't y'all think sometimes this is like what you have to do? Like if there's any question about the hierarchy. You know what I mean? Like once again, like we were talking about earlier, like if there's any question about the hierarchy, don't you got to get somebody out the way? Like if we know if this is my number one, but every once in a while the number two outshines every once, you know, he outshined in 24. He got the accolades, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about who's better. I'm not talking about
so you're talking about law number one: never outshine a master.
You know. Like if we can't, sometimes we can't allow that. Like if this is my guy, but there's any inclination like, hey, this dude might be better. Like y'all know. First of all, I want to say this because chill. I was going further than you were with the Jason Tatum thing. I was the one saying he was better than Luka Doncic when you wouldn't say it. So I'm not saying
even though I felt like that, I did feel I just didn't say
right.
But I did,
and I knew you felt it. But sometimes we got But my thing is, I've always liked Jason Tatum as a player. But y'all have heard me up here go to war for Jaylen Brown against Jason Tatum, and I don't think in Boston, I don't think we can really have that. Like I think that might be bad for what we're trying to do. Like there needs to be a clear cut. This is our guy, and if there's any question about it, get him going. He's too outspoken. He just talks too goddamn much. He's too smart. He's charismatic. He's a hell of a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? And he got a lot of money to throw around. Like we got.
That sounds like that. But what that sounds like,
that didn't have nothing to do with them losing though. They went to 6 conference finals. No, Jaylen Brown being who he is isn't the only reason that they made it out of 2 of those conference finals. Jaylen Brown being the way that he isn't the only reason why they won one of the two championships that they went to. I don't.
Yeah, if Jason Tatum would have played some basketball in 22, they could have won.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not saying that's why they won or lost. I'm saying that could be a situation where off the court, even off the court in the locker room, it's like we're supposed to look to Jason Tatum. Don't look at Jaylen Brown. What y'all asking him for? You know what I'm saying? Like this is his team. You know.
But with that being said, though, Ox, I mean, Jaylen Brown has never been a man who is lost for words, right? So not only has he not been a loss for words, he's very particular about how he chooses his words. And I think that if he wanted out, because I do want to hammer home this point. I think that if he wanted out, he would have said that. Jaylen Brown doesn't strike me as the type of man that beats around the bush when it comes to something. Like if he has something to say, he's not going to be subliminal about it. I don't think he's going to be, coded about it. He's going to say exactly how he feels. And if he wanted out of Boston, I think he would have said that he wanted out, even throughout all of this nonsense. And he never at any point said, I want out. In fact, we were talking extension at one point because I think he's up for an extension.
71, 75.
I don't think that they. Yeah. I'm not sure if they were willing to go that far because again, we're talking about a group that shed so much money after before last season because they wanted to get under the second apron because they weren't interested in paying that tax bill again. I get that part. But I don't think that they don't think that they were interested in moving forward with Jaylen Brown, maybe at that price. And it didn't help. It didn't help that the other stuff was added to it. I think that's where the divide came.
We don't have to think too much about.
Penn. Well, my bad. Just real quick, I just want to put this on your mind real quick. Them YNs in Philly, man, don't waste your time, Jalen. Hey, some motherfuckers don't want no help.
I only need to reach one of them, Ox. That's it. I don't need to reach all of them. I only need to reach one of them.
We don't need to guess so much what Jaylen Brown thinks. He's told us for hours on a live stream. He told us yesterday what he thinks. We don't need to guess. We don't need to guess how he feels about Brad Stevens, how he feels about the media, how he feels about analytics. He's told us. That's the beauty of podcasts and streamers is they tell you a lot. And they don't think about it too much, but they telling you a lot. He's a very smart guy and all that stuff. All the things are true. Very hard worker, very good basketball player.
Sure.
It's also a little bit conspiratorial. May I add that? A little bit conspiratorial. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong, but that whole thing about, all these anonymous sources, Stephen A. Smith, you are the anonymous source. Now, okay. That's a bar, but also a little bit conspiratorial. The media voted you Finals MVP. The media voted you Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The media was the only one on your side when you said you were an MVP last year. But now you've made them your enemy too.
So, what media? Though,
those two things are
all the media didn't make him Finals MVP. It's a select group of people that voted for that. And there's 100 million people out here with microphones, pens, and pads. So like you can't say that the media made you Finals MVP when it's a small group of them that voted.
But the media, weirdly enough, and I know this as someone who's taken aim at the media before, they're very together. So you can't really like going at 2-3 of them, and they don't all feel it.
Like a clique, you mean?
They're a little bit cliquish. Yeah, for sure. Because I'll be trying to point out some bad apples, and the next thing I know, I lose my contacts with all the people that I used to know and be like, oh shit, I really this is a cabal here. I really can't be taking aim at this.
Yeah, but also Penn Jordan, maybe Jalen don't give a shit though. Like sometimes you can't sit around trying to politic and campaign. Okay. Like, you know what? I don't want to go to war against them because these guys. Maybe sometimes you gotta speak your truth, stand on your nuts and let them know I don't care what y'all say because you guys are dragging my name through the mud, and I'm not gonna stand here and allow you to do it just because I'm afraid that you guys are going to come back and say more shit. Like sometimes you just got to go to war.
I think that's the beauty with Jaylen Brown, to be honest with you though, Ox. Like that part, what you just said, I think that's the beautiful part of Jaylen Brown. That in addition to me being a basketball player, I am a man first, and you are not going to disrespect me as a man. Like you're not going to just continue to talk about me and me just sit around and just shut up and just play basketball.
But what if they do have anonymous sources? What do they do? What if a front office staffer from the San Antonio Spurs or the Portland Trail Blazers, for instance, leaks to them, we did not offer a trade, and these texts do come through. Texts are leaked. We did not make a trade for him. We didn't like him analytically. Are they supposed to sit on it, not talk about it? I mean,
I
if
think
they
that's
like the
different,
guy,
Penn.
they might
That's not
sometimes
what
sit
he's-
on things.
That's not what he's talking about, Penn. He's saying the disease in the organization, stuff
Again,
like
what
that.
if somebody from the organization literally said that to them? What if
Yeah,
they
and
said he's annoying
saying-
because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room?
And Penn, he wants to know, okay, well, who said that? So that me and that man can have a conversation, because I don't feel
Yes.
like I've ever been a disease anywhere. So maybe he's not even saying like nobody said that. He's saying, but if you did say that with your big bad ass, stand up and let everybody know. I feel like you're a disease. If you said it, Brad, stand up and say it. If she said it in the front office, stand up and say it. That's all. That's all. It's like why do y'all get to throw stones and hide your hand?
I agree
But
with you.
everybody has to believe
I
it.
agree with you.
And we
It's
can't
crazy
act like
first of all.
Penn. And-
I
and-
agree with you.
And
I
we
don't
can't
like
act like,
this.
and we can't act like Penn, like in organizations. And I don't just mean in basketball. I'm just talking about throughout the course of life in organizations where there's people who quietly don't like other people for no other reason but how I look. Like the fact that I'm smart, the fact that I am charismatic, none of that matters. It's the fact that you don't like how I look. So what you're going to do is you're going to compound that by saying you think that you're smarter than everybody, when in reality I am. I actually am smarter than all of you guys.
Chill. You get a little bit. Do you get a little bit defensive when people say shit about Jason Tatum is not true, or LeBron that's not true?
I do.
A little bit, right? And I think that's normal.
Jaylen Brown too, by the way. Jaylen Brown
and JB too. So basically, like your favorite players, you feel like you watch them, you feel like you know them. And when someone says something that's out of pocket or just objectively wrong or like really flagrant, you just might be like, "Yo, you talking almost like a friend, right?"
Yeah, that's not true.
I don't think that's parasocial at all. I think that's pretty normal. Like if you have an investment in somebody, I think it's okay to say that feels wrong. Something like this very similar happened before y'all met me. And there was a guy named David, I think David Thorpe, Coach David Thorpe. And I think he wrote, the guy who wrote Basketball is Jazz. He gets on a random podcast and he says, I don't think Scotty Barnes works very hard. Because Scotty was struggling his second year.
See, like stuff like that.
So that to me was crazy. You ain't never met the guy and you just let it. So now the media runs with it. It becomes a headline. Suddenly the whole world's, and I didn't even know what was going on until I turned on a Memphis Grizzlies broadcast when the Raptors were playing. And the Memphis Grizzlies broadcaster said, "Oh, well, some murmurs about him having work ethic issues." Now, I know Scotty's trainer. I know how hard he worked that summer. I know he was in the gym every day. And so I brought his trainer on. I'm like, let's talk about this. And I blasted the media for 2 straight months. The media came on to my show and said, like, "Yo, what's your issue?" And I'm like, if you are going to say this thing, I want to know how you know. So I hear Jaylen Brown. I want to know your sources, but
Absolutely.
but I understand how this works, though.
Ox,
this little machine.
Ox, you are a man. Not only are you a man of the people, you also are a man of the law. And don't I have a right to face my accusers?
You do.
Yeah,
I got a right to face my accusers.
Said,
I'm getting ran out of here, Ox. Just so you know, I'm going to continue to hammer home this point. I did not ask out. I'm getting ran out of here. Why am I getting ran out of here? I'm getting ran out of here because of things that you think about me. Some of them are true. Like, for example, I think I'm the smartest person in the room. I think I'm the smartest person in the room because I am the smartest person.
Did you hear his response to that, though? It's not a high fucking bar.
See, there you go.
So beautiful, Jaylen. I love that.
There you go.
But does that not also lend credence to the fact that he does think he's the smartest person in the room?
No, because there's nothing wrong with it. Man, but here's what you guys have all been in a room where there's a dumb person that thinks that they're actually smarter than what they are. And it's like, all right, you think that. And then but everybody's kind of just laughing at him like, all right, sure. But it doesn't hurt anybody. For you to when people think things, it doesn't hurt nobody. Now actions are different than thoughts. But I mean, I can get that it offends people, but it doesn't really hurt you. So it's like my thing is like, yeah, if he was insulting people, that's a little different. If he was, belittling people, that's a little different. If he was actually like assaulting people or something like that, that's a little different. But if he has a smudge of arrogance because the brother's intelligent, I'm
sorry. I'm not saying one way or the other, but that is not a smudge of arrogance. It's not a high fucking bar. Is basically saying
That don't hurt
Penny,
nobody.
He's saying that now. He's saying that now
this.
in response, though, Penny. It's not like he's
No,
going
I
around
hear
telling
you.
everybody, "Oh, this is a low bar in here."
Okay, hang
Look
on.
at this room of idiots.
How many times have you seen a comment saying Penn thinks he's the smartest person on the panel?
I've seen it a few times.
I've seen a few times. Okay.
I've
Now
never
imagine
seen that.
my response was,
have
"It's
seen
not a high fucking bar." How you
Well,
feel,
you've
Ron?
said things similar to that a bunch of times, Penn. Like,
I have not
a
said
bunch of
it's a
times.
high.
I have
It's
never
not a
heard.
high fucking
I
bar.
mean, yeah, not
we
in
don't
those-
have to go
not in
look
those
at the
exact-
comments or try to zoom.
look at the
we could just rewind
No,
the
I'm
tape.
just asking you.
Not in
flip
those-
the
not in those
situation,
exact
how do you
words,
feel?
man.
You
Hey.
be like, did he? What the fuck he saying? Fuck me for?
Right.
But wait, Penn. The thing about it, it's like
Yes.
it's a
Penn,
lot of
that's
times
not
where you can-
offensive to me though. For you to think that you're smarter than me, that does not. How is that offensive to me?
Okay,
for
I'm
you-
not
for
saying I'm smarter
for-
than you. I'm saying it's not a high fucking bar, which is basically me saying you're stupid.
Yeah. Okay, that kind of is a slap in the face. But either
Right.
either way it goes though. Either way it goes though, it's more so you saying like you do think you're responding to the comment saying that you think you're the smartest person in the room, saying yes, I think I'm the smartest
my
person in the room.
God.
Penn,
Ron, if
Penn,
that's not
Penn.
offensive
No,
to me.
wait, Penn. On this panel,
Uh-huh.
do you feel like you're the most knowledgeable person up here more than 70% of the time?
About what?
Anything.
Basketball?
About what's going on the panel. Just about life, just about all of this stuff in general.
No. If it's Raptors, yes, I feel like I'm more knowledgeable than all of you. But
You
I'll
are.
give credence
At
to
least
the fact
me.
that because when
To
Mars
Swiper?
watches games, like I'll lean on
Oh.
him. He might see something. You know what? You know what's crazy? You know how smart you actually think you are when other people's opinions can actually influence your opinions. You allow them to influence your opinions. Mars told me Brandon Ingram is a way better passer than I thought. And when Brandon Ingram got traded, I was like, dude, I trust Mars's analysis. I'm going to tell Raptor fans he's a great passer. Then he turned the ball over 5,000 times. And I'm like, Mars. But
Damn,
no,
you sold the
I'm
bag,
joking.
Mars.
But no, Mars is right. Like he was a better passer than I was giving him credit for. So like I'm just saying, like,
Well,
yeah, like when it comes to the
Ron, it's like
Raptors,
telling
yeah, I
Ron.
get cagey because I'm like, I know I watch all these games, I break them down twice, and I'm not listening to somebody who watch highlights tell me what I watch. But
right. But that's the thing, though. A lot of times you don't know what people watch, though, Penn. But anyways, it's like sometimes you don't realize how little you know. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta. It's just life
Dunning-Kruger
experience.
effect.
You know,
absolutely.
it's just life experience, and I don't think it's a big deal. Like sometimes there's people that are knowledgeable about stuff, and they're sitting around and people are asking them questions and they're having a conversation. And there's that asshole over there that's hearing this, like, oh, that motherfucker, he's so smart. And so, but Chill, to your point though, Chill, you can't in this journalism or whatever it is, media, you can't just expose your sources. You know, and we understand that, and we all know that.
You can
so I
expose
don't even
them,
know.
you'll lose
I don't even know if Jalen's saying necessarily like expose your sources. I think he's more so saying like sources. Stop being the sucker. Like if you know me and you're around me this much, like speak up, bro. Like don't you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like stop hiding. If you really feel this way about me, then just say that. And I think that's more so to the point.
That
like
part I
we know
feel.
you can't expose your sources, but don't call somebody hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away, and I'm right here. Just say it. Like you get up and say it. That's
So
all.
Ron, just so we clear, I can tell you, I mean, there's a difference between Ron, I'm better at basketball than you. I'm a better basketball player than you. And Ron, you suck. And let me tell you why you suck. You can't shoot. Your handle is whack. You small. Every time I watch you go up against so-and-so, he busts your ass, and I'm better than him, so I'm better than you. That's way different than, Ron, I'm a better basketball player than you.
But Chill, these are relative terms. Chill, you suck at basketball compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And Chill, I suck at basketball compared to you. But I didn't suck at basketball.
Fair
Not
enough.
compared to the people I went up against.
I was bringing that point to Ron where the delivery is everything. That's what the most important thing is. The delivery on how you say things is the most important part, because that's everything. If I say something and it comes out the wrong way, then immediately it's going to get taken the wrong way. And Jaylen Brown, who just wanted, to his point, he just wanted some clarity on what was going on. I always equated to finding out something about you that you didn't know. Ain't nothing. I've always felt like this. There's nothing worse than thinking everything is okay, only to find out that, yo, me and Ox, super cool. Then I come to find out, yo, Ox hates me. Ox don't want to be in the same room with me. And I ain't even know that. And I'm like, damn, when did this go on? And other people knew, by the way. It's not like Ox hates me and Ox is the only one who said it to Ox. No, Ron know about it, Mars know about it, Penn knows about it, everybody else know about it. I'm the only one that don't know. Come to find out, Ox hates me. Well, Jaylen Brown is working for this Boston Celtic group. He works for the Boston Celtics, and he thinks that everything is great, only to find out that management hates me. Like, it's people in this office that can't stand to be around me. And yes, I just work here, but don't you think that's some shit that I should know?
That's the type of shit that really hurt my feelings too. Like, that should have that would really hurt my feelings. I'm like, bro, I've been around this dude this whole time, and I mean, it's crazy, y'all, that should use that example, because if you haven't noticed, I haven't been on Chill with Chill lately because I asked to get my name on the title and I got fired by Chill. It was like, you out your mind?
Yeah. All the panic, like Ox is gone now, and I'm getting stuff like that. Like, yo, you and Ox beefing? No. Me and Ox do not have a problem. There's nothing going on. Ox got some other stuff that he need to take care of. Shut it up, Ron. Don't say nothing, Ron. Shut it up. Yeah.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah, keep drinking that water.
Keep drinking
get
that
hydrated.
Water. Shut it up. Don't say nothing, Ron. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I don't think that it's very difficult to find something like that out. And I think that's where Jaylen Brown is in this situation, because he did not want to leave the Boston Celtics. He recognized that, yo, we got something good here. I've been here from day one, from 2015. As much as I talk to you guys about Jalen Duren and what they were doing, that reclamation process with Jalen Duren. Do you guys remember what Jaylen Brown was when he first showed up to the Boston Celtics? He was just a dude who ran fast and jumped high. That was it. That was really what he was.
You watch Shaq and Kobe up close. Obviously, the talent level of Shaq and Kobe is just very different than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. But I think the dynamic is similar, because you have two players who achieved a lot of success together, and there's like moments of peace where it's like, yeah, I'm big bro, he's little bro, whatever. But then little bro suddenly thinks he better than big bro because he works harder than big bro. And big bro, stubbed his toe and he doesn't come into practice on time, but he's still a hell of a player. Mm-hmm. When Shaq got to Miami, what is the first thing he said? This is Dwayne Wade's team.
Yeah.
Right? And what did that do? That settled the order. When LeBron got to Miami, what did Wade do? You got it. When they won, he was like, no. We doing this whole, like, I don't know whose team it is. I'm trying not to step on your toes. Bro, go be the best player in the league. And they won championships.
Yep.
You need your second option to know he's a second option. I believe the Celtics did not think that their second option knew that he was a second option. I think, and again, this is not me thinking, reporting, whatever. This is me reading. This is what we're reading over the last 2 days. And I don't know if the people we're reading it from are polluting the airways and trying to disparage Jaylen Brown. And I don't really want to be a part of that. But this is what we read. Over the last 2 days we read, they handed them the reins of the offense. He had a lot of success. He started to think, okay, so now we really can't be saying I'm worse than Jason Tatum anymore. This is really just my team, and he's going to fit into it. And I think they just wanted to get out of that dysfunction because you cannot have two first options, Joe. It does not work. No country has two presidents. No company is going to have two CEOs and be functional. You need to have an established order. And yeah, the second option could be great. He could be an all-time great, right?
Yep.
But there must be an understanding within the locker room.
A hierarchy,
it's
sure.
his team.
Yeah,
I don't think that understanding. And honestly, if Jaylen Brown ever just like in 2020 just made up his mind, I'm going to be the best second option in the league, but I'm still going to get my 50, 40-point games off when he doesn't play, and I'm still going to be an all-NBA guy, and I'm going to get all the respect. But chill, if you look at these two guys, which personality do you think is more take charge? Which personality do you think is more?
We saw it in the 22 finals.
I'm the man.
We saw it in the 22 NBA championship. We saw it. And I'm literally screaming at the television, even though I think Jason Tatum is the better player. That personality matters, because I'm watching Jason Tatum walking around and I'm going, my man, we're not going to stop coming to you. So you better get involved. And Jaylen Brown is making it clear, I'm not going anywhere. Even if I'm not as good as this dude, I'm still going to be involved in this, and I'm still going to take charge. And I think that those two things, I think that they resonate when you're talking about having a better player and a guy being more of a leader. So it did resonate in the 2020.
So flip the personalities, but keep the game. If Jaylen Brown had Jason Tatum's personality and Jason Tatum had Jaylen Brown's personality, this dynamic duo might have won 2-3 championships already.
I don't know if
I really think that's true, Joe. The problem is that isn't the way they were born. Jason Tatum is the better player. Jaylen Brown is the more conventional alpha scorer, take charge. This is my team, round down the troops. And he showed it last year. And by the way, I think he's going to show it this year too. Now, I want to say, is this Tyrese Maxey's team or is this Jaylen Brown's team? Or is this Joel Embiid's team? Because that's the confusing part for me.
It's Tyrese Maxey's team, but Jaylen Brown's the best player.
Yes, Jaylen Brown is the best player on this team.
Does he know that? Does he know that? Because shit might be the same thing all over again.
But this is the thing though, y'all. This is another situation where I don't think it really matters. Like, you know, like I think sometimes we and once again, even this situation in Boston didn't turn into turmoil. It turned into turmoil in the media and through this trade. But there wasn't like a situation where they couldn't play together. Even in Philly, whose team is it? Like, but hey, go play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like we could deal with all that other shit as long as we don't hate each other and as long as we're not bumping heads and as long as we can actually coexist on the basketball court. The conversation of whose team is it, who's the leader here, doesn't really matter.
The media, like they poured the oil, but these two players lit the fire. They could have come out at any point and said, "Nah, it's his team. I'm here to help him." And the whole
but
thing
why would he do
away.
that? He doesn't feel that way, Penn.
Well, that's
and rightfully so. Yeah, I know. And I said that right before you got here because Penn, we be right here. We see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? I said that same
future tag team champions. Yes,
absolutely. I said that same thing. Like you can't have a guy up here that's making us question who's the king around here. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown has done enough. He got the accolades and he got busy last year without Jason Tatum. In fact, made room for JT when he came back.
Open up the door for him.
Wait a second.
You know what I'm saying? Embraced his brother when he came back.
Wait, hold on. Whose team is this? My team or your team?
Oh, this is Chill's team.
And this is why y'all never gonna be successful.
This is Chill's team.
No, I was talking about our tag team. Like, whose team is that? Is that your team or my team?
Oh, that's Kawhi's team.
That's it. See, you need to have a unified goal. It's like religious cults. Okay, like okay, cool.
We got team.
Is Scotty? Since we on that subject, are we comfortable with? Is Scotty comfortable with Leonard being the guy, or is Scotty?
He's doing backflips.
That's what I'm saying. Because is he looking at Leonard going, "Yo, is this dude coming in here to take over what I got going on here?" Or is he like, "Yo,
Scotty is
coming over here to help me"? Because we can have some delusion. I don't know if y'all remember.
Is that Scotty's personality? Shit? I mean, Penn.
The Scotty Barnes' reaction to Kawhi Leonard coming to Toronto is identical to Jason Kidd finding out they just got Vince Carter. It's the same thing. Oh, damn. I got another weapon to feed? Perfect. This is what happens when you think the game like a point guard. You do not worry about that. Bro, I'm currently trying to recruit DeMar DeRozan. There's another 17 points off the bench. Let's go, DeMar. Come back home.
Because Ricky Davis, just so we clear, Ricky Davis thought they brought LeBron in to help him. Just so we clear.
See?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's what Ricky Davis thought. I know that shit sound crazy.
I mean, LeBron was 18 years old, though. Like, to be at that point, nobody had hit the league 18 years old like that. Just in that time span. Even KG, when he hit the league, he wasn't
here to help me.
You know?
No, we're not.
Yeah, Ron, that's a lot funnier in hindsight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's Bron, but at the time, I'm with you on that. Like, Ricky was cold. You know what I mean? What was Ricky averaging, like 24?
Yeah.
No. 24.
He wasn't averaging that much, but he was
averaging like 20.
He was getting busy.
Yes, okay, 20. Right. Either way, Ricky was dope. And he looking at it like, man, this like little man coming. We gonna hold it. We gonna do our thing together.
I never hear the
21. Okay, I thought 21.
I never hear the name Larry Hughes up here. I never hear it. Why do I never hear Larry Hughes up here?
Larry. We talked about Larry before.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about Larry Legend, but they don't talk about the real Larry Legend. Damn.
All right, man. Talk that shit later.
Yo, if you do a music video with Kelly Rowland, you the legend.
Larry Hughes.
I'm sorry.
Nasty.
Well, he did that because it was Nelly and it was in St. Louis. That's why, and he's from St. Louis. But Ron, I want to pivot just for 1 second because I want to stay on this topic. is Jaylen Brown moving to Philly. The landscape of the Eastern Conference has gotten so much better. How much does that affect the rest of the teams in the East?
They should all feel superior.
They should feel superior to Philly?
Yes. Jaylen Brown clicking up and going to Philly or getting traded there with the pieces that they have. Philly has the most firepower in the East.
No, it's Ron. So wait, you're saying Philly should be superior?
No. He said, what does this mean for the rest of the league? The rest of the league should feel superior to Philly. Philly has the most firepower in the East.
You mean inferior? You mean
inferior? My bad. Inferior. My bad. Inferior.
Okay,
my apologies.
Sure. So,
who defends on that team? That might be one of the worst defenses.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, please.
No, Ron. Don't do this.
VJ Edgecombe.
Hey, is going to defend.
In fact, I think I said this yesterday. I think we're going to see some of the better defense that we've ever seen from Jaylen Brown.
Defense.
He's going to need.
Dean Wade 100% plays defense.
Dean Wade is a good defender, yes.
Losing Kelly O was a big deal, though.
Yeah, VJ is surprisingly
I do think that's a big deal. Losing Kelly Oubre. I do.
They lost Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes. They got so much better by losing those two.
So, Jaylen Brown, VJ, and Dean Wade all play defense.
Yes, they do. Dean Wade 100% plays defense. Yes, and he can stretch the defense too. Now he might not shoot it as much as I would like.
He's wide. He is wide. Yeah.
I mean, they got Anthony Simons. He's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in my life. LeBron Fallon was nothing to write home about.
No, we got freshman Fallon. We got freshman Fallon. Smaller usage.
Oh, please. Okay. Well, I mean, he's gonna have to work. And Tyrese Maxey is not a good defender. Joel Embiid at this rate is not a good defender. I don't know. I feel like they're going to be mediocre defense and probably a top 7 offense. It's possible. That's not
wait, did y'all? Because I missed that whole week last week. Did y'all talk about the kid Chris Sinek?
Yeah, we talked about him. I gave it an A+ or an F. I'm hedging my bet.
Okay.
Oh,
well, what do you like about him, Ox?
The kid just rebounds. I love rebounders. I love that.
He does rebound.
Yeah,
he does rebound.
Me and my son, because my son and my sister have really been going through it since this Jaylen Brown trade. Like they
can they handle it, Ox? Can they handle it?
My son was like, he was visibly frustrated. He looked like he was gonna cry. Like he's really upset about this. But like, so when they got Chris Sinek, me and my son, we were sitting there watching a lot of his tape from college, and just I'm just letting him know, like, bro, if you can rebound, if you can rebound like that, he's like, but Dad, I'm gonna be a shooter. This and that, like, that's all cool and all, but if you can rebound like that, you know what I'm saying? You can get a look. You know what I'm saying? So get on that.
You've been to Philadelphia, right?
No, I never spent time in Philadelphia.
Has anyone up here been to Philadelphia? I've been to Philadelphia, but you've been to Philadelphia too.
Oh my God!
Based on
you know what happened?
Though,
you know what happened? Real quick, Pin. 2 times in my life, I fell in love with a girl from Philly, and oh my God, I missed a flight in Vegas one time because I fell in love with a girl from Vegas, and she was with her mom. Her mama was fine too. And then when I was in New York back in 21, ran into this redhead chick from Philly. Oh my God, woo! I fell in love. Oh man, I gotta stay away from them Philly girls.
You might have to stay out of Philly.
I don't even need to go to Philly because only the girls I met from Philly.
Chill. And you've been to Boston too, right?
I have been to Boston, yes, sir.
So I've been to Boston and Philly as well. I want to ask you a question. Based on what you know about Jaylen Brown, based on what he said, the things that he said off the court, I don't know how much of it you've heard, but it seems like he's more
of a Philly guy than he is a Boston guy.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, sir.
If you could play out his entire career, I think this is a Philadelphia basketball player.
Yeah, he's definitely.
This is a Philly, like he has. I don't want to say he's Allen Iverson. He ain't Allen Iverson, but like he got a lot more in common with Allen Iverson than he got in common with Bill Laimbeer. So, just in terms of how the man thinks, if he could have gone to Detroit, Philly, New York, and played out his whole career, I think he might have. I'm gonna say this to all the Jaylen Brown fans who are upset: your player might just have found a forever home. He might have just found a fan base that completely appreciates who he is and what he is as a basketball player. Because I tell you one place where they do not appreciate the soft shit, and that's Philly. They boo their own players.
100%. Like when you think about what these groups were what these players embody the city and the team embodies.
Toronto like that too, by the way.
Yes.
Very, very blue collar, very hardworking. If you don't run back on defense, they will boo your ass.
Yes.
Toronto ain't booing nobody.
It's a hockey town. Are you crazy?
Yes, Toronto is, Ron.
We gave standing ovations to Pops Mensah Bonsu. Are you crazy? We booed Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. We gave standing ovations to the hustle guys. Our favorite players of all time are like Jerome Williams and Antonio Davis.
That's why you hype Scotty Barnes like that. Makes sense.
Yeah, because he's a superstar.
Yes.
Yeah, because Scotty works hard and he plays defense. Yeah, absolutely.
But these cities, I feel like they embody these teams. They embody the city and what the city is. The Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boys. That's what the city of Detroit is. The city of Detroit was. That Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and Horace Grant and those guys. People just saw Jordan in terms of the flash. No, Jordan was a very blue collar, dirty work type of player. You just saw him playing above the rim. Very Chicago. Same thing with Horace Grant. Like very much embodying what that city is. The Detroit Pistons in 2004. Like these guys embody that. When you have a guy like Jaylen Brown, he does embody what's going on in Boston. Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can fact check me on that and hear me out, Penn, especially you considering your education level. I think Massachusetts is numero uno in America in education.
It is.
And with a guy like Jaylen Brown, with his level, right? Like with his level of education and how smart he is, like that embodies what Boston is. Boston College isn't that far from downtown Boston, Harvard. Like he does embody that level of Boston. But then there's this other side of Boston, right? There's Roxbury, there's the wild side of Boston, right? There's Southie, right? That part of Boston. He also embodies that too. Because people just think that when you think about Boston, it's a white town with a bunch of white people, which it is. Don't get me wrong.
It's very white.
Yes, it is. I'm not going to argue that point. But what it also is it's a bunch of blue collar people. It's a bunch of everyday people. It's a bunch of get it out the mud people too. And Jaylen Brown also exhibits that. So he definitely embodied Boston too.
Chill, Swiper ain't here, so I can't believe I'm the one who's going to bring up the Harry Potter reference. I don't know if you read the Harry Potter books, but in Harry Potter, when you get to Hogwarts, you put on a sorting hat, right? And it tells you what house you're going to based on what it sees in you. So I wonder if you could just like, when you think about icons of the game, right? Michael Jordan in Chicago, Shaq in LA, right? Wilt, right?
Yes, sir.
In Philly, right? I think when Isaiah in Detroit,
sure,
right? Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Oh, Magic Johnson, Showtime. Kobe, Showtime. When it actually works, Tim Duncan in San Antonio. When it actually works, it's when the player fits the city.
I could get with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could get with that.
Because Shaq in Miami and Orlando was cool, but Shaq in LA was crazy.
He didn't want to leave Los Angeles neither, by the way. Just to let you guys know.
And so people always say like, "Oh, what about Kobe in Charlotte?" I was like, "No, Kobe is such an LA guy." Right?
Yes.
I actually think Kobe wasn't. I never really.
Yeah, he is.
But Kobe's not really Hollywood and flashy. Like, so that's what Kobe more a gritty guy. The way he talks, the way he acts, how disciplined.
Allen Iverson in Philly. Allen Iverson in Philly. Perfect, right? Am I crazy? Allen Iverson could have been Philly or New York or
Kobe. To me, Kobe seemed like that, like that New York. Like I'm just better than you type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, work hard, put it, hard worker.
Jalen Brunson, New York.
You know what I'm saying? Hard worker, but look,
you know why that fits, right? It fits. Steph Marbury, New York.
I mean, Penn. I'm not saying that you are right, but I also too though, like you gonna fit wherever you ball out at. Like if you could drop Jordan wherever, drop Jordan on the Warriors. He gonna fit because they're gonna love him because he's Michael Jordan.
Especially then when they was in the town too.
Ball out. I said the icon status that we're talking about. Like think about that little reel they play before the playoffs, and like it's like there's a select group of plays that they show from all the legends, Kareem, Skyhook, and all that shit. Think about those legends. I'm talking about the absolute icons of the game. I'm telling you, there's a best fit. There's a worst fit. There's a mediocre fit. And I'm not saying like every single icon got the best fit, but they probably got a good fit.
Like Bird fit perfect in Boston. Like he was absolutely
and Magic fit perfect in LA.
Absolutely.
And but chill. Like, we don't give the Showtime Lakers enough credit because they didn't say we're just trying to win championships. They're trying to say we trying to win championships, and we also want to be the most exciting show in town.
If if Larry would have been in LA, they would have got behind Larry too. Like LA got a lot of that.
Yeah, but
would it have been as good?
It's California.
As
chill.
good?
Like them.
It is.
You
I'm
know
not gonna
what?
argue
In fact, Larry, if y'all really know LA,
Indiana.
and I'm talking about more LA. He would have got so much love in LA because we would have got behind Larry because he's a baller. But he would have turned out that Santa Monica surfer dude crowd too. They would have been like, "Woo, what is this?"
He also would have got the farm. He would have got the farm.
No, man, he's a blue collar. He's a blue collar trash pickup guy. He's not a surfer guy. They would have felt it.
Yeah, but
they would have
LA
that
though,
shit out of
bro.
him. Nah, bro.
LA.
Like just because he got long flowing blonde hair does not mean he's a surfer.
Penn,
I
didn't say he was a surfer. That's not what I said. I said they would have seen that and be like, hold on, who was this dude? He kind of looked like us, and that would have made them pay attention to basketball too. LA is so diverse, bro. It's not just like it's not all flash and stuff like that. Like
Magic in LA, Bird in LA, and you know what? That's the tragic thing. I wish Bill Russell played somewhere else.
Ah, man, I'm just know
Bill Russell
California.
played
I know
York.
LA, and they would have loved Larry in LA. If he would have never went to Boston first, I'm talking about if he would have came straight to LA, they would have loved Larry in LA.
And even like Isaiah Thomas too. Like, could you imagine Isaiah Thomas in the purple and gold? Isaiah Thomas's legend might even be higher than what it is right now. So my thing is,
they would have marketed him different if he played in Los Angeles as opposed to what he played when he played in Detroit. It would have been more Isaiah was the fun-loving, charismatic, like they did with Magic. They would have done that with him as opposed to when he was in Detroit. You know, Isaiah the dude from Chicago, he the hood dude, and we can play off of that. So that wasn't really as appealing to the masses because he was called a thug. You know, it was bad for the league if he was playing in Los Angeles. You know, he's the fun-loving point guard that made it out from the streets, and he's very much marketable. So yeah, I think it's way different.
Sure. I wish
the sorting hat pin. Mm-hmm. You could also request too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got to have
privately request.
You can
please not Slytherin.
You can ask. You know what I'm saying? You can. Hey, I'm Hufflepuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, though, Pin.
Self-determination. Ron. Can I give you an episode idea for the off season? What if we go through all 75 of the greatest players and draft them to the team and the city they would have been the best at and see how many match? It's a pretty good idea, wouldn't you say? See, I'm already making up for my lack of charisma and my difficult personality. There you go.
All right. Well, speaking of drafting and selecting players and all of that good stuff, obviously it's the off season, so we don't really have any NBA players to select, but we do have WNBA players that we can lean on tonight. They are getting back to it. There was a couple games last night, but tonight the WNBA is in full swing. We got a couple games, so we're going to make some picks. And these picks are going to be made on Splash Sports. Why are we making picks on Splash Sports? Well, probably because this is the place where we can make the most money possible. I repeat, we can make the most money possible. We can't go to any other app in the DFS industry and make more money than we can on Splash Sports. DFS, that's daily fantasy sports. So Splash Sports has this game. It's called Quick Picks, and you pick players based on their daily fantasy projections. So it might be points. You might pick a player's points projections for the night. It might be rebounds. It might be assists. In baseball, it might be strikeouts, or whether you think somebody can get 2 hits or more or less. And so every player in every sport, well, most players in the different sports have different player projections. You pick more or less. You put up however much money you want to make, and you compete against other fans. You're not competing against the house. If Ox thinks that this player is going to go less on something, but I think that they're going to go more on something, it will literally be me versus Ox. Winner takes the money, loser, go home and try again. It's really as simple as that. Make sure you scan the QR code to download the app, or simply just go to the link in the bio. You could download the app there, use code CHOICE. You will get 100% deposit match up to $50, and you will get 100% quick picks boost. It's really easy. It's really simple. And we're going to show you guys exactly what our picks are today and how to do it. Feast your eyes on the screen. Everybody in the chat. Ox, you got any picks for today? Because I do.
Yeah, I was looking through the PGA, but we'll keep it W.
Shout out to PGA.
Obviously against Chicago, I want to go with none other than Jackie Young, who was also snubbed from starting. But never mind, we don't got to get into that. I think the 5.5 boards, we could do that, but no Asia. She needs to score the basketball. Let's go 19.5 points more against Chicago with Jackie Young.
It's ironic you said that, Ox, because I got somebody that's finna give Jackie more than 19.5 points too.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Scholar?
does. No, try again. Hey, shout out the big rookie. All right. Shout out
Luongo?
Sydney Taylor. Nah, for Chicago.
Where is
Sydney Taylor, she ain't playing right now.
Yo, the Wings almost choked last night.
Yeah, they
Oh, here
did.
she goes.
Oh,
You want the
Wee.
14.5 points?
So, hey, they need to get that picture up there too. Yeah, no. I want the PRA. Let me give myself a little cushion too, because she's gonna get a couple assists, a couple
Jackie
rebounds.
is locking that shit, but okay.
Jackie running away from Sydney.
Sure. Okay.
And here's the thing. Jackie can lock up Sydney. But hey, but when she gets that switch and them other two Gardner, Lloyd and Gray, or whatever their name.
Locking that shit too.
All right, yeah, we gonna see.
All right. Make sure y'all watch this game too, and don't forget who told y'all.
Good afternoon, Ox. It's good to see you today, sir. I was wondering if I could have
What
a
up?
tall glass of Argentina
Oops.
today.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if I could have a tall glass of Argentina today.
Yes.
Even
those
though
odds are not
I
great.
might be tricking the bag because I want to pick Cape Verde so bad. I do. But
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I want to pick Cape Verde so bad, but I'm a trick the bag if I did. I'm gonna take Messi. I'm gonna take a tall glass of Messi with the 5.5 shots. I think he gets more than 5.5 shots today. I do.
I think this is a safe picture. I think
Yes, sir.
Argentina's gonna win. Shout out to Cape Verde though.
All right, everybody, that's how we rocking on Splash Sports today. We made a World Cup pick. We made some WNBA
It's a lot of
picks.
soccer today.
They have some baseball picks as well. As you've seen, Ox mentioned PGA. They got PGA. They got everything you could possibly want in one app where you can make money on the sports that you like, know, and love. Download the app, use code CHOICE, and go get your money, because that's what we gonna do. All right, we'll see you guys in the winner circle. In the meantime, fellas, we got super chat, so let's go ahead and get into these. Before we do that, is there anything that anybody wants to say to Drench?
What's good?
All right.
You got the Fenerbahce?
Yeah.
My boy got that Fenerbahce.
No fire alarms today?
Fenerbahce. No what?
Yeah,
I can't-
it's
I
nice to
can't-
know
I
your
can't-
it's nice to
I
know your
can't-
Yeah,
house
you
didn't-
may be seated. It's okay. You may be seated.
It's
No,
nice
no.
Sorry, my bad,
it's-
Drench. I can't
it's
stand. I
nice
got
to
my
know.
drawers on.
It's
so
nice to
I-
know your
Oh,
house.
yeah.
Last time we seen you there, your fire alarm was going off, so it's nice to know your house didn't burn down.
Yeah, if it did, it is
Good
what
shit.
it is. I like a thrill sometimes. Sometimes I want the fire to come all the way in, then I got to jump off the balcony.
Yo,
That
bro,
type
there's some
shit.
Kanye shit right now, bro.
Yeah, I got the thrill. You know, Ox know what I'm talking about, right, Ox? Ain't that right, Ox?
Let the fire come. Is that it?
I want the
That's
fire to
how
come. What the fire gonna do? Knock down my door? Like, is it really gonna knock
Drench, I
down
told
my door?
Drench, didn't I tell you that episode when this happened? I told you you don't got to worry about that, but melanin is
Which-
inflammable.
That's what I'm saying. Remember when I told you? When I told you back, it's a reason why whenever our skin burn, we turn white. That's that shit up under us.
That's what happened to Michael Jackson.
We got layers of skin. Chill.
Melanin
our
is
la-
inflammable, y'all. We good. That should have bounced off you.
Yeah. And our last resort is to become a white man. See how it is?
Or like Michael Jackson become a white girl, but you know whatever.
Yeah, white girl, white man. Same
All right, y'all. I got some members I want to shout out. Shout out my man G-Rail. Salute to you for becoming a member. And G-Rail, if you see a fire, run the other direction. Don't listen to these niggas. Alex,
That nigga name might
45.
be Jarrell though. By the way.
It might be, but he spelled it G-Rail. So shout out my man G-Rail. Not his name definitely is Jarrell, but It's G-Real. Alex4511. Shout out to Alex4511. Appreciate you for joining up. Young B 2026 became a YouTube member with the Luka Doncic profile picture. Shout out to Young B. Thank you for joining up. Tupac Westside is doing Tupac Westside things. Tapping in with the first super chat of the day.
That ain't
Tupac Westside.
Okay.
Sent through $10 and said, "Morning, fellas. Crazy week of free agency, and it ain't over yet. Summer League starts today. Can't wait to see what Carr, Thero, and our new two-way guys can do. Hope they show promise today."
Damn, Summer League start today?
Today, yes, sir.
Not big.
It's the California
the
Classic,
the-
and
oh,
then
that's
the
the ass one.
Salt Lake Summer League is tomorrow.
Oh, don't nobody give a
And
damn.
then
about
Vegas
them two, I won't
starts.
lie.
You know, who don't give a damn? But I will be there.
Good night, Pen.
Yeah, I will
Oh,
be
Mark,
there.
you going? Oh shit.
I will be there
Sports.
watching from my beds. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well shit.
I mean, my thing about the summer league, y'all, it's like it's cool, but I don't really think we're gonna be able to. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna learn.
It ain't gonna be
that
nothing much.
you know what I'm
It's
saying?
really for like team executives, really,
Yeah.
at this point, to kind of congregate, hang out, cheat on their wives, etc.
Oh man, come on now.
I actually, to be honest
It's
with you,
true.
it is true. To be honest with you, but
No,
Pen, to your
brag
point,
like a bug.
I actually like the fact like Cooper Flag played a lot of summer league last year, and I like the fact that he played a lot of summer league. And I know how you guys feel about the summer league, but these dudes is ballers. What else am I doing?
I
In the
mean,
summertime.
to be honest here, from what I know from the summer league, those guys, you know, they got drafted and shit. They ain't got paid yet either, too. By the way, so
Our
like,
contracts are still
yeah,
pending,
they haven't got
right.
paid. They don't really get paid until like damn near like October for real.
until the season
So,
starts. Mhm.
Yeah, and so I mean, shit, maybe the GM's just going back looking like, oh shit, I ain't gotta pay him. Shit, this motherfucker sucks. Shit, we can bounce him off
Which
the
would
rack.
explain why a lot of these guys don't play long.
It could be that too. Yeah, it
which
could
would
be that
explain
too.
why, because I don't want my value up neither. I don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
it
But on
could-
the
it
other
could be that
side
too.
to that, you can see right from the beginning if you got a gem. So get his ass out the lineup before
Yeah.
something happened or some
Yeah.
nonsense like that.
But chill, think about it from a basketball player standpoint. Like, bro, you just got out of college. I know NIL probably helped them over a lot now, but like, imagine when they didn't have NIL, you got out of college and you get drafted, and everybody think you rich as a motherfucker, and then you ain't got not a dime in that bank account because you don't get paid to October 15th.
Well, the agent fronts you the dough.
Yeah,
from the
you get a little
beginning.
bread.
Yeah, but I don't
the
want
agent
nobody
fronts you
front
the
me
dough.
my dough, and I gotta pay it on the back end.
Yeah, you do. That's the way that works. Like the agent signs off on a car. I remember my buddy. You know, he got drafted in the first round. He ended up the agent signed off on the car, and he ended up, once he got his contract when he was with the Clippers, he ended up paying the money back. And
Yeah.
you know, that's the way that works. But
Yeah, but I mean, and that's obviously for the first rounders. What about the second rounders?
hey, man, I got to get it out the
What
mud.
about the two ways?
I gotta
what
get it-
about the two ways?
I gotta
You
get it
that
out
shit
the mud. Yes,
boy. That
sir.
shit. Hey,
And
boy.
If you
Don't
nice
get
like that though, your agent's still gonna give you a couple dollars because they know you're going somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
And don't get
Yeah,
me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
Ox. I am playing for the Golden State Warriors Summer League, so we do get a per diem. It ain't like
You
I'm
get a
over
per
there
diem,
with.
for sure
It
you
ain't like
get
I'm
a
over
per
there
diem.
with no dough. I mean, I get a couple of bucks to eat. I get a couple of bucks to put in my
Yeah,
pocket.
but you don't get a couple bucks for them when you in Vegas and them girls got to come up to that room, boy. Hey, boy, that shit get a little spicy up there. I got now. That's when I got to call my agent, Ox. I got to be like, yo, I know I said I wasn't gonna ball none, but boy, Dre's is hitting tonight, gang. I gotta get
My whole
you gotta send
5,000.
me-
And
Hey,
I'm
boy, you gotta send me a thrill.
Hey, my thing is this, especially if I'm one of them dudes like I got drafted middle, late first, but I know in my hearts of hearts that I'm really sorry as hell. I really don't, because they out there. Y'all really know, like I ain't cut out for this shit. I'm hitting my agent up for as much.
Ox,
as
that's
he
a
got.
thing. Just so you know, Ox,
Hey,
that is
shoot me
100% a
6 figures,
thing.
nigga. Hey, we rich, baby. Give me six. You know, six
Yeah.
figures.
I didn't see
I'm
stories
good for
where
that.
to be honest too, they don't necessarily really have to pay the agent back too, by the way, right? Now if you sign a contract and that agent still represents you, then of course, they can take whatever percentage that that y'all negotiate.
Sure.
But like I've seen instances where agents give people a lot of money and then they fire their agent and like they
gotta
literally
eat it.
have like Yeah, they literally have like 10 days and shit, but they fire the
Mhm.
agent, they don't pay him back. Like I know people personally that done
That's
that shit
that's
before.
I've
terrible
heard that
business.
too.
And
That's
it's like-
terrible business.
I mean, but sometimes the agent puts you in bad situations too. Like, and they just like, well, shit, I'm gonna just fire this agent. I go with another agent, and the agent got to eat it. That's why the agents be so selective
You
sometimes.
should still
Eat it,
run that money
agent.
back. You should still run that money back though. Even if you don't have to, you still should because it's good
You
business.
should, but
That's just
shit, a
bad
lot of them
business.
might not have that bread though.
That's just bad business. It is.
A lot of them might not have that bread.
But the summer league, to be honest with you, the summer league, I think it's been good off the strength that it gives us an insight into what we can look for with these guys. And don't get me wrong, it's not a great indication on what these guys are going to be, because I'm pretty sure you guys remember we was watching Brandon Miller in the summer, and it was like, what is this guy even doing out here? But I knew him getting with LaMelo Ball later on. I was like, yo, he's going to be good with him. But the summer league just did not look promising. He just didn't look like he had a clue what he was doing. So, I mean, it's both. I think it's give and take when it comes to the summer league and how much good it could do for the league.
I think the summer league's beneficial. Like I enjoy the summer league, and I mean, above all, I just enjoy hoops. So I enjoy hearing about a guy that went to a mid-major school 5 years ago that we don't really know anything about. He played in Italy last year, or he played in the G League. I've never heard of him. I enjoy guys that, like, for instance, Buddy that played for the Lakers. He's about to play in the summer league this year. He was overseas last year. Was a lottery pick. Not Kevin Knox. Light-skinned dude.
He was a lottery pick. He's going to play for the Lakers this year.
No, he played for the Lakers.
He played for the Lakers this past season.
No, in the past.
Oh, he played for the Lakers in the past.
He was a lottery pick. Like, he was a big time player coming out of high school, coming out of college.
Yeah, like,
It was recently. He's not old.
But Cam Reddish, Ron.
Yeah, Cam Reddish.
Is that him?
So
Okay.
yeah, so Cam Reddish is about to
You
play in the
forgot
summer league
Cam
again.
Reddish?
I mean, he has that. But yeah, Cam Reddish, he has a bit. He's about to play in the summer league. I'm excited to see him come back. Whether he gets busy or not, it's just it's an opportunity. You know, he gets a second chance at. This is more like his third or fourth chance, but he gets another chance to make the NBA, and I want to see like if there's maturity or growth. So I'm more so saying, just as a basketball savant, I can identify with these players, and I'm excited to see what they do, if they do anything. So now, if you're not a deep basketball fan, if you don't care about somebody that went to Bradley and was, first team in that conference, you probably don't care. You probably just
shout out to Bradley. They recruited me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but two things.
Home of
Two things.
Hersey
Two
Hawkins.
things. First of all, Cam Reddish ain't light skinned. I mean, maybe compared to your black ass, but Cam Reddish ain't light skinned. I mean, because Ron, I know you.
That Ron guy, he ain't that dark. I mean, yeah,
Nah, with
that
that light. But this nigga Ron like 3 a.m. for real. Look at that nigga black as hell.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh god damn, boy. Hey, boy, that nigga light fishing. That nigga light fishing.
That nigga Ron is smooth 3:15 in the morning. But Cam Reddish is about 11 p.m. though.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing though about Cam Reddish is that I love that though. Like, it's dope that we get to see him in the summer league, right? But we gotta also remember, and I mean, I know we all know this for the most part, but it's not over for Cam Reddish just because he didn't stick for the Hawks or stick for the Lakers or whatever team.
Right.
He's still a professional basketball player. He's still going around playing basketball, getting money overseas, fighting to get back in the league. Cam Reddish is still a good basketball player who's still out here, chasing the hoop dream. Like, shout out to Cam Reddish.
I want this guy to chase the hoop dream. He's actually, Ron, you might actually know him. He's from Seattle. Went to Kentridge. 6'4", pesky defender, a little bit past his prime, bit of an L host, little bit of an L host. Go chase your dream, Ron. What the hell you doing hosting a show? Get to summer league. You always telling us you can lock up Paolo in practice. Go do this shit, bro.
Them days is long gone.
Real shit. I did go to a G League tryout. It's tough.
It's different. Like, it's levels. It's levels.
It's tough.
I mean, to be honest with you, the G League is full of guys that just was decent in college. Like, they wasn't even like the best player. They was like decent in college.
No, bare facts.
Because a lot of those players either gonna play in the NBA or they're gonna go play overseas for the most part. Or if the guys that are playing in the G League and that's really good, they kind of probably got like an exhibit 10 from a team or something like that, which kind of have their foot somewhat 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And so those guys play, but it's only a matter of time for they go take that shit overseas too. But
decent in college is it, at a certain level.
Wait,
is
what college?
dope though? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
no, it is
decent-
dope. I'm
decent
just
in
saying.
college is like mostly
community college?
You can
No,
tell,
no,
you can
no,
tell. Well, it
Division
depends. It depends on what community college. You know what I'm saying?
That
There's a
too.
lot of community colleges that, like, for instance, the community college I went to out of high school, and we was like the best college team north of a certain point of California. Like, we was better than all the D2 schools. You know what I'm saying? We had 6, 7 D1 dudes on the team. So depends on what junior college we talking about. But with that being said though, like you can spot somebody and tell that's a D1 player by the way they get to that
Absolutely.
1 count pull up, by the way they get in their defensive stance, by the way they move the ball and move
how hard they dribble.
and don't what if you're a violent ball handler, absolutely you can tell like, yo, this dude isn't standing on the weak side, just watching. He's communicating with somebody else. He's moving without the ball. You can tell a Division I basketball player when you see one. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's awesome. Like the summer league is awesome to give those guys a chance. And even what you're talking about, Penn, those D League tryouts. Shit, I went to one. Shit, them D League trials is dope. You get to see like
You didn't make it. You didn't make it.
So this what happened. So there was like 200 people. I made the whole first day. I made the second day. I got to the
What
last
team you try
10.
out for?
Reno Bighorns. This was a while back.
Erie Bayhawks. Let's go.
Yeah, so it was the last. I got to the final 10, so we had to split up and go. And then I was like, they only took 5. I was the 6th guy, and then so I went back to Washington, and then they called me like, yo, the kid from Fresno State, he's actually going somewhere else, so you could come if you want to, but you got to be here in the morning. And I was just like, fuck. So I made the practice squad, but you know I wasn't going. You ain't getting signed from that, so it's kind of like fuck. But I mean, I used to be pretty.
It's
decent,
a little
so
different. It's a little different now. Had you do it now, you probably would have made it. It's a dude.
What my problem was if I would have stayed, if I would have stayed in Sacramento instead of just going back to Washington that day, I would have went to Reno and got on to the training camp team. But I just couldn't make it in 5 hours, so it was just like fuck. But I mean, you that shit is cool though, because there's a lot. Like obviously in that of the 250 people that were there was like 200 dope ass hoopers. You know what I'm saying?
You
was
probably
cool.
the same age as this nigga Ox. You know, he from California too. You know Garrett Nevels?
I heard that name before.
He went to Hawaii, I think, but he from California. That nigga made the Agua Caliente Clippers team. That nigga started in everything. He tried out, made it. He started in everything. Garrett Nevels.
My thing
I was there.
like
he about
that.
your age. Y'all probably about the same age.
My thing with stuff like that is like if you're chasing the hoop dream, man, invest in yourself. Go to a couple of those things. What I used
like
to hear about
$100,
was
like $175.
Yeah, mine was 150 if you paid advance, 200 at the door. But if you like, they got those those tours that take you cross seas and all that and play. I used to hear about that shit, and people used to be like, "Oh man, I did this, I wasted money, I didn't get on," and then I finally went and I realized, oh, you niggas wasn't getting on because you was sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas suck.
Oh, man.
You know, but I mean that type of stuff, bro. If you're chasing hoop dream, bro, just go. Like, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do to get on, bro. It's not.
But
it's nothing, to me, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Even to that point, though, it's nothing to be embarrassed. But also, you got to have a little self-awareness. Like, when you step into them type of G League tryouts, you will clearly see that there's tiers. There's guys that played at a high enough level in college or was a legit college player. And then you got guys that are like, I was good in high school, but that was kind of it. Like you gotta have some self-awareness and know like I might be good at LA Fitness, but
this is level.
I'm not that though. But sometimes you don't know. Well, sometimes you don't find that out until like you really go and play with like them ones, and then it's like, oh damn, all right, it is.
But you're not chasing the hoop dream if you ain't been on the court with some of them. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you chasing the hoop dream if you're not in those gyms? You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying,
program for real.
Yeah, but sometimes too though, it might only be one or two of them guys in a gym, and you might be the third best guy. And I was on my own open gym team, and I was getting it in. Like obviously, this dude is this dude, but I was getting it in, and now I'm overblowing what I think I am. Like sometimes you just and once again, like delusion's a big part of basketball. But sometimes you gotta know, like
delusion's a big part of basketball. I grew up with this guy. He averaged 24, 25 points in high school. He swear he was better than Milt Palacio. We debate about it every day. Milt Palacio, he played in the NBA, and he's like, man,
that must be only somebody chill or
trash.
no.
This guy sucks. He missing open layups. I beat his ass. So we always have this debate, and I would always be like, you cannot beat Milt Palacio. The worst NBA player whoop your ass 11-0. I guarantee it. So one time, we're very lucky in 2006, happened to be an NBA player in town, and he happened to be from my home country. So we knew some texts and shit. So I said, yo, we are at the park here. Can you pull up? Can you pull up to the park? And he's like, how many people there? I'm like, it's about 60 people here. Don't worry about it. Just pull up, low key. Pulls up, 6'5", in a hoodie, in his flip-flops. Puts on his sneakers. Nobody notices him. He's just a tall, skinny guy. Takes off the hoodie. Still no one notices him because he's not that popular. He comes onto the court. I tell my friend, now play an NBA player. He barely could dribble against this guy.
You know what? I mean, that's how it is.
Could
though,
barely dribble.
Even
didn't score a point.
Like that's against the NBA guy. But if you're really chasing the hoop dream, it's not about the NBA. It's not because the NBA is not the end all be all.
Man, they play basketball in like fucking 200.
You know what I mean? So and that's for me like you know what I'm saying. I played a bunch of NBA players and I could hold my own, but I always knew like I'm not going to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not once you you know what I'm saying. It's just not it's not in your cards after you get to a certain level. Certain politics, it's not going to happen. So you don't have to be able to be as good as Milt Palacio. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is be able to get on over there. I can go to France and play in the second level over there, and that's still good basketball. You still get to feed your family. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to look down at. That's why I was saying, man. Shout out to Cam Reddish. Because he's still gonna be able to feed his family, you know.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's just what it is. It's basketball.
You know what? And Penn, I don't subscribe to the last person on the bench will beat your ass 11-0. Them niggas not beating me 11-0. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
I know for a fact that ain't true.
Nigga not beating me.
The average high school player is losing. Like the physicality of it is so different.
Sure.
The discipline, the skill level.
Nigga, not now. I don't even got to work out for 2 months. You're not beating me 11-0 now.
Low key, this guy could not get his shot off. This guy, he flopped in the NBA, by the way, the player I'm talking about. He flopped in the NBA. He played 1 year. He couldn't hang on. He's a really good player over in Europe, though. Really good player. Had a good career in Europe. This guy struggled to get his shot off clean at the NBA level from 3. Shot very poorly from 3, just couldn't convert because he had a bit of a dip on his shot. I will tell you this, though. Against this dude, he was launching from half court. And he was getting nothing but net. Is wild. You can't guard you can't. If you're 6'3",
everybody ain't like
he's
that,
an NBA
though,
player.
Man. Everybody ain't like that. And so, like, to Drench's point, I agree. Like, once again, me now or from 35 and a half to up, 34. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm the size of a basketball player. Like, yes. Anybody, for me, the past 2.5 years, yeah, I'm getting washed. But me, from 22 to 32, no fucking way. Like
Fred VanVleet would beat me. I'll have 100.
Ron, you let the nigga beat you 11-0, bro, right now in the NBA.
It's probably some niggas in the NBA.
Still in good shape.
No, I'm talking about the end. I'm talking about the niggas that's like.
I know someone who could beat you 11-0, Ron.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say
no. Yeah, that's different.
I'm not gonna say no. Like them dudes is.
That's an all-star.
Them dudes is in shape. Like them dudes is prepared. They're battle tested. They ready for combat.
World class.
Josh Hart.
Them dudes is in the lab every single day.
You versus Josh Hart. You can snake 11-0.
It might be a good chance. Josh Hart like that.
I got Josh 11-4.
Versus you or versus Ron?
No, against Ron. I just said I can't play against nobody in the NBA today. I'm talking about against Ron.
No, I got Ron. Ron will score at least 4 or 5.
I'll give you one. And
Brandon. It just depends on.
You beating Brandon Pajemski, Ron?
Man, Ryan, if you don't watch pods, I'll disown you.
I'm not beating pods. I'm not beating pods.
Ron, if you don't beat pods 11 to 9, I'll never talk to you again.
Here's also the thing though too is one-on-one is completely different from what you guys see pods do in a Golden State situation. Pods one-on-one is probably ridiculous. I'm talking about pods will probably put that shoulder in your chest. Because Pod's a little stronger than what he looked like too. He kind of stocky. Pod's will put his shoulder in your chest and hit that step back, and they'll probably do that 3 straight times. And then
let's have a real conversation, Ron. What about you versus Alicia Gray?
Hey, Alicia got me.
Alicia.
What? No,
Alicia is nasty.
You see that smile?
But you know what? You know what, Ox? You know when my homie was playing for the Clippers, we used to always go to their practice facility, and it'd be niggas like they're playing college. We'd be playing ones and shit. And I'd be busting them niggas' ass, bro. Like, but them niggas be, all right, now they get serious. I'm like, you niggas is weak. Y'all niggas go to whatever school, like, you niggas weak up here. But also, I got an advantage. Me and my homeboy play one-on-one all the time. He's 6'10", so I know how to get his shot off. Imagine you play against a one-on-one against a nigga 6'10" damn near every day in the summer. Like, you're going to figure out how ways to get your shot off. So, a guard not bothering me for real. Like, you're gonna probably beat me because you just, that's what you do. But I'm not accepting 11-0 from a nigga on the end of the bench that's on the 2-way or that's barely making. I'm not accepting that shit.
Jamal Shed.
But 11,
a nigga like Barney James might beat me 11-0. That nigga too young right now. Nigga too young, he fast and strong.
He jumping shit. But
that nigga might beat me 11-0.
For me, one-on-one
sound like he doesn't suck.
The thing.
That's what it sounds like.
No, it sounds like I suck, but he do too though.
Jordan, this is no disrespect. I'll give you one player who 100% beat you 11-0, and he is definitely at the end of the bench. Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson not at the end of the bench, though. He's not at the end of the bench.
He's at the end of the Raptors bench.
Man, that nigga cold as hell. He's 6'9". Nah, but also, I don't know if he's gonna be able to stay in front of me too, though. That's the thing. Nigga gotta stay in front of me.
What?
That's
one of the best
it.
Defenders in the NBA can't stay in front of you. Okay.
Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, Kyle Anderson still one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Shit.
So nobody gonna put back on Kyle Anderson being one of the best defenders in the NBA?
No,
he's on the Raptors now. So
okay.
But Kyle Anderson is good though. Like that's
3 days ago, no one talking about Kyle Anderson's ranking as a defender. Like it's fine.
Come on,
Kyle Anderson on a like trying to defend Kyle Anderson though. It's gonna be for an average Joe. Like I know he looks slow on TV, and I know he can't shoot in the NBA. Kyle Anderson to get the lighting your ass up from 3.
It just depends on how many dribbles we playing. Is we playing 3 dribbles, 1 shot?
Even 3 dribbles though, because Kyle Anderson he's so big and tall and stronger than the average person. He gonna get wherever he wants.
6'9" with like a 7'2" wingspan.
Y'all gotta remember
that
y'all gotta remember these dudes is in the gym every day,
and he got a handle.
Actually,
he's a guard.
Like these
yeah, but if it's 3 dribbles, then it's not that. Working. It's a little different though. You know, in the NBA, they play 3 dribbles, 1 possession. They don't play. Bro, they don't play like all dribble all day. They play 3 dribbles, 1 shot.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Swiper told us he was 450 pounds. How heavy are you?
Swiper ain't no fucking 450 pounds. He told you that?
No, he
said 260, but whatever. We're 260.
Probably about 260. Yeah, I'm like 225.
225.
Yeah,
6'2", 6'3", 225.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Kyle Anderson.
Oh no, he beat me for sure. He beat me. I'm not saying he not beating, but I'm just saying like
the post work and shit, like the
but that's the thing, though, like
shit,
if you can shoot the basketball,
slow at the NBA level.
If you can shoot the basketball, you're gonna score.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can shoot it.
Jab you back up. I'm gonna score the basketball. If you can shoot the basketball, it doesn't matter how much better this person is than me. That doesn't negate the fact that I can shoot the basketball. So if you're not standing on my toes, I'm gonna hit a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basketball.
And I be doing that shit now. Like, bro, I be working out against a lot of the college players that I train now. Like, and I play ones with them. And I kid you not, I don't even stretch. Now I'm about to stretch because my back is fucked up now.
Start stretching.
But yeah, my lower back is cooked, chill. But like now. Like, bro, I just go in the gym. I don't shoot a jump shot. I'll be like, fuck it, let's play one. They get to talking shit. Fuck it, let's play ones. Bro, I'm in the ones. I might lose them because it's 3 of them. I might lose them, but it's not like I'm in the ones just getting cooked. I'm holding my own. And I'm like, damn, if I was really like working out every day, a little different.
That's the good days, Drinks. I know I'll be in there showing these kids post moves. I'll be like, fuck.
Man, my
Speaking of
back
speak,
fucked up
speak,
right
speaking
now.
on the subject,
Playing
speaking on the subject of hitting something, Damo, my dude, pass that. Thank you very much, sir.
Man, Damo drug free.
Appreciate
What
you.
you talking about? Damo ain't.
Absolutely, my dude.
Damo
Pass
ain't
Yeah,
that.
let you do that.
after what the Lakers and the Hornets was putting Damo through right now.
It's Damo
Hey,
went to rehab.
Star
Putting me
players
through.
happy.
Wait a
Star
minute. What you
players
mean
happy.
put me through? You mean good days? Put me through good times?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Stop it.
Getting rid of LaMelo.
Yes, sir.
About
give
time. Who told? Wait, first of all, who told y'all this on this very platform months ago that they was gonna get rid of? I said they was gonna get rid of
Now you
Melo
said Brandon
or
Miller.
Brandon Miller. I said Melo or Brandon Miller. They got to decide. That's what I said. They got to make a decision between Melo and Brandon Miller, and they did. Knew it was
So
coming.
you gonna pretend like this was a good move from the Hornets, Damo?
From a PR perspective, it was a great move.
From a basketball perspective, you're gonna pretend like this is a good move.
From
for
a
the Hornets?
basketball perspective, as long as Conca Nipple improves, develops, and takes that step, this was a great move.
Dorian Finney-Smith got traded, or niggas just trolling?
No, he did.
No, he did.
He got sent to the Hornets. Another great move.
Maybe y'all get James Harden next.
Who did the Rockets get back?
Stop it.
Draft. What? Wait,
Probably
hold on.
draft conversation. It didn't say.
It's like
It
a
hasn't
pick.
said yet. I don't think.
Oh, so they freeing up money.
Oh
Dorian
wait, no,
Finney-Smith
they just
signed with them
said
for like
3 second-round picks.
Don't worry, they're freeing up money for when they
They're freeing
trade
up
Fred VanVleet for Kyrie.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, I can see that. Damn, Dorian just got here.
So he just
Yeah, but he
created
had a bad
$13
season.
million trade exception.
Yeah. He had a bad season because they had a bad roster that doesn't fit him like for what he does. Like how is he supposed to be good when you have no point guard that can get him the shots that he normally get? Like what do you expect Dorian Finney-Smith to do with a
This
team?
just didn't look right coming off the what was it, ankle surgery or whatever?
Yeah, he had surgery in the summer. But you know, I'm also biased. Shout out my guy Dorian Finney-Smith. I've been around Dorian since he got in the league, man. You know, him and my homeboy, they real tight. But
I thought that DFS thing was gonna work, and I didn't know he was that.
I thought it was too, but Fred didn't play.
Jordan,
A lot of that.
are you happy to get Tari Eason back?
Yeah, I didn't know he was gonna get 83 million guaranteed though. You know what I mean? Like
He was upset.
I don't know what the fuck he was.
I'd be
upset for.
upset too. He's gonna be underpaid in about 4 months.
Absolutely.
Maybe. Don't forget about that stinky stretch he had of the season. So shit,
I'm
hopefully
not
he can get out
forgetting
of
that.
that.
I'm telling you, Tari Eason shooting 38% from 3 doesn't mean he's gonna be. He's worth more than 16 million shooting 30% from 3.
Yeah, sure.
Like he's
got the whole
underpaid.
thing
Jabari's
guaranteed.
making
They definitely
twice
got
as
it.
much.
They
Is
definitely
Peyton
got it.
Well, not
Watson
twice.
worth
Jabari's
more
making
than
like
him or less than
25,
him?
and Tari's making 16. Like,
Yeah, they definitely
Is
got
Peyton
him.
Watson worth
Is Jabari
more
money
or
all
less than
guaranteed
him?
though?
I'm pretty sure 5 years, 125.
I don't know if every
something like
man Jatari
I
got
would
every
say
penny
Peyton,
guaranteed.
around the same level, Ben.
Mhm.
Jabari got
opinion.
every
He
penny
should get paid
guaranteed.
around the same.
that. Jabari,
So-
yeah, Jabari got
Because Peyton Watson was looking at 25.
23, 21, 23,
So this is
25,
less.
27. That's about
Yeah.
5 years, 125.
Yes,
120.
Mars. All the way
Yeah,
to
but
all the way
but
to
you gotta
31.
But you ought chill, Lamar. You gotta also think Jabari was the number 2, number 3 pick. That's a little
pick.
different too.
Yeah, you
Jabari
get to
was
to
like the
build off
19th
of
or
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
But
17.
when your agent goes
17, yeah,
to
it's a
the
little different.
But when your agent goes
I know,
to the
for sure.
team, how does he negotiate? He negotiates on comparables. My guy's better than this guy. This guy just got paid this much, whatever, right?
That's
so I'm asking,
dangerous, Pen. I've
like-
always felt like that.
no, I agree with
Oh,
you,
go ahead.
Chill, but that's how people negotiate,
Yes, I do.
right?
Yeah,
You're like,
I do.
I'm bringing more value than him. You paying him 18 million. We on the same team. You giving me at least 22, right? So now I'm looking at Peyton Watson, and I'm like, can he negotiate based on Christian Brown's contract? Can he say, y'all paid him X, I'm better than X, give me more than X?
I don't know if you can go to the front office and say I'm better. I think
Sure you
you have to present your case. And I think you have to
Your
present your
agent
case
can.
as far as like, yeah, maybe, but I'm just saying from a negotiation standpoint, I think you have to present your case from like, you know, as far as what does the number say, what is the value around the league say, like I don't know if you can just go and be like,
That's
I'm
what
better
made
than
that-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
That's what
I'm,
they
I'm,
do.
I'm,
They-
but I'm really quickly, Damo. Stay right there, Damo. Don't move. But I'm better than him based on this. I'm not. It's not just I'm better than him. That's the end of it. No, I'm better than him based on this. But go ahead, Damo. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's really a numbers game. At first, I thought it was for the longest, I thought it was accolade based off what threshold you can hit for getting whatever money. But
Yeah,
then I
man,
quickly
nah.
realized over the last couple of years, I quickly switched that belief to it's strictly numbers game.
It's strictly numbers.
I'm in the top 30% of scores in the league because I average 15 points. I qualify for this threshold of money. I'm in the top whatever percent of defenders based off of this defensive metric. I am qualifying for this aspect ratio of money.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Jabari, I was about to look him up. I don't know what his numbers have been averaging. I know accolade wise, he's definitely not. I don't think he's won anything to put him in a threshold to get X amount of dollars.
Sure.
But depending on how much he's been averaging, especially his contract year, Jabbar is definitely going to demand way.
There's
He might
upside.
demand
I mean, he just got his contract. He just got his
Yeah,
contract last
Mario
year.
on the
So.
contract
There's
until
upside.
31.
Yeah, he got his
He's good.
contract last year.
And they gave him
There's-
what 25? That was the 21,
Yeah.
23, 25 March.
If
Fuck
They
around.
gave him a lot of
Green-
money.
If Jalen Green wasn't the second overall
Yeah.
pick, he's not making $30 million. He's making $12 million. Okay.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it's just a reality. Like there's
What
What does that
upside.
mean? What does
That's
that
not
mean?
No.
There's an
For Jalen Green, it is. For
investment
Jalen Green, it is.
Jalen Green, not
There's
just
an
because he was the second pick.
Like
A lot of it has
there's
to do with
there
his
is an
second.
Jalen
investment
That's what he
bias
did.
baked
Jalen Green was
into
good
it.
at conveniently timing his hot streaks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To have
And-
teams
and he was
believe
fu-
in the upside.
But I mean, you went number
And he
2 for a
continuously
reason.
floated
Obviously,
around that
people
24.
believe in your upside. So people are always like trying to convince themselves, like, okay, man,
Yeah.
maybe if I get him in the right situation with the right coach and the right system next to the right players, it might just come through. And oh, look, I bought a second overall pick.
You close
And
the
that's-
season on an 11-0 win streak and average 29 points per game, regardless of the number 2 pick or not. You're
That sounds like
We're
all pro
talking
potential.
about March
team-
hoops.
No, we're
yeah,
not
but
talking about
I'm
Mars
saying-
hoops. That's
let me
legit. No,
That's
that's
why
let me
legit,
ask-
man.
he had a habit
sounds
of
like all pro
conveniently
potential.
timing
Can I
his
ask a
hot
question?
streak
At
to
21
have a
years
team
old.
Yeah, what's
believe
up,
in
Tom?
upside. Like that's what he did.
Yes.
Quick question: who's the guy in the league that can give you 4 years flirting with 20 points per game that's not demanding 30 mil right now in today's market?
Cam
4
Thomas.
4 years straight of flirting around $20 million. Who's not get, well, 20 points per game?
That's
Cam
not demand-
Thomas?
that's
Cam
not
Thomas,
demanding
John.
30 mil.
Fair.
If you gave Jonathan Kuminga the ball, Jonathan Kuminga,
Yeah. But to
I think
Damo.
if
But hold on,
Jonathan
but hold on.
Kuminga
demanding it, he
is
not
Hold on,
getting
Damo.
it.
consistently doing that, he gets paid.
But hold on, Damo. It just depends because also like that's what I was talking about. The I'm better thing doesn't necessarily work all the time because it depends because it's like they also look at how you score. Like how are you scoring in this system? How many dribbles are you taking when we just paid a guy that maybe they underpaid a guy, but they vision like, okay, we underpaid him, we got him on a good contract, but his role is actually going to increase. So you might demand that much money, but the way you score doesn't coincide with this guy. So that's why I said it's a lot of variables. It's not
Prince,
always.
that sound like the analytics. What you talking
No,
about?
it is.
How
I
many-
mean,
how
it's
many times you dribble
it
and shit
is.
like that.
It is, but it's also like before the analytics have took over the game like that.
Sure.
It's also something that all coaches put in a perspective. Like coaches have a say so too. Like, all right, I like this guy, but what he does, we're trying to get to something different. And so, yeah, you might be better, but sometimes being better can be detrimental because they'll look at you and say, yeah, you are better than him, but can you accept sitting on the bench behind this guy? That we just need his talents more. So it's a little bit, that's why I was saying it's a little bit more. And sometimes guys can present their numbers to a GM, you know what I mean? And they can show like, okay, in 10-minute stretches, I was able to generate this, X and Y. I'm the best defender in this percentile, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not a problem, but I'm not a problem on the bench. And like that stuff, all of that stuff, like I didn't know that. Because mind you, like I said, I came in the game, I came into it with my best friend, right? I was always bigging him up. He was a standout at Baylor. Even when they let him play in the NBA, if you go back and watch the tape, you let him play in the NBA, he was getting 20. Like, but it's not about that though. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like you gotta
Jonathan
wait.
Motley, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta wait your turn. Sometimes you gotta wait your turn, and you got to like play the game long term. Like it could be a vet in front of you that you better than, but he's a vet. So you gotta, they're gonna put you on a back burner, and sometimes that back burner hurts you too, because the NBA is about what have you done for me lately. That's like a conversation that I was having, Chill, about that. What have you done for me lately?
Sure.
And I was talking to my best friend about that the other day, and we basically came to the conclusion that the NBA isn't really about developing, to be honest with you. Like, it's not necessarily about that, because they'll stash a guy for like at 19, maybe he's not as good, but every time they draft somebody or somebody have a hot season, that guy's further and further on the back burner. And then next thing you know, you out the league, because the NBA values youth. Like, they really value youth. They want a guy that's 17 in Barcelona right now, in the third division league, but he's averaging this amount. So they feel like, oh, at 18, we can put him in the NBA, and then he's not ready for the NBA, but he's still 18. And they keep recycling that shit. And you never really get a chance to develop if you're not ready to play. That's why I don't really subscribe to this
Damo,
28 type shit.
Damo, you were making a point about, like, is it 4 years you're saying? Like Like 4 straight years.
What you call it? Well, that was for Jalen Green specifically. Jalen Green, 4 years of hovering around either 20 points per game or right there at it. I just think, again, he qualified for the threshold. Plus, you can't deny the fact that he was a second overall pick. They were banking on his potential, so there was a level of belief in him that they had. So when giving him that money, obviously that boosts it a bit. But still, as long as you're not, in my opinion, Cam Thomas, as long as you're not a super negative on one side of the ball or the narrative against you is just so strong, I think you can command reasonable amount of money if you hit that threshold. I mean, automatically.
A guy who's right in your backyard is a prime example of that. That's the kid Bridges. Like if he could have kept his nose clean, if he could have,
he was gonna get a crazy contract.
Yeah, if he could have
get an insane contract.
And isn't he around that area, Damo? I think Bridges. I mean, you can fact check this for me. I think he around 17 or 19 to 20, something like that. I mean, if he could have
20, he averaged 20. Not this year or last year. One of them he averaged like 20.
Something like that. I mean, if a guy like that, don't get me wrong, where you get drafted at, I mean, that definitely factors into whether a team one is going to keep you, because we got more incentive on keeping you around off the strength that we don't want to look bad, that we got it wrong. So we're trying to hold on to you for as long as possible, as opposed to these guys in the summer league that I found Jordan, and he's in the summer league, and it's definitely more of a reward than it is a risk, because if he doesn't pan out, I found him in the summer league, he'll be gone. As opposed to if I took Jordan with the number 4 pick in the first round, we got to make this shit work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that for a fact. Do y'all remember Muffiando Cabangeli? Ron probably know he is. He played in the EuroLeague.
Yeah, Cabangeli. Yeah, he went to Florida State, right?
Yep, he got drafted to the Clippers, right? I'm telling you, he played an ample amount of time in the G League, and I'm watching my guy bust ass. I'm watching Fee do bullshit, and they just was letting Fee just shoot all kind of crazy ass shit, like threes all damn game long, and it's like, bro, Fee, what the fuck is going on? But he got drafted. And so it's like, you got to sit your ass on the back burner, even though you average this, and that. Even though your skill set is this, and that. You got to sit on the back burner because they drafted a younger guy. And it's just like, what's the point guard that's in Dallas right now? That's a better example.
Nembhard.
Brandon Miller.
Not Nembhard.
Brandon Williams.
Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams supposed to be getting bread.
Brandon Williams.
Where was he on the draft board? I don't think he even got drafted. I think he was a two-way.
He didn't get drafted.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Brandon Williams had Brandon Williams got drafted maybe in 21st, and he did what he did, you'll be seeing him make a lot more money than what he's doing now. Had he got drafted 21st, but he didn't get drafted, and so it's like god damn, you know what I mean? It's like god damn, like they gonna give you the end of the stick.
Yo, fellas, I want to pivot into some of these super chats. We got some good questions, good topics, and all of that good stuff. If you sent through a super chat, appreciate you. Thank you. If you haven't sent through a super chat, but you got a good question, go ahead and send that through. Give us some good topics to talk about. As you can see, the title of the show is the NBA just had the wildest week. Obviously, it's been a frenzy this last week. And so it's a lot to recap. But if it's something that you guys want to hear from anybody in particular, I know Damo, we haven't seen Damo in about a week, and it's been a lot going on. If you want to know how Damo feels about X, Y, and Z, send through a super chat and target him. If you want to ask Chill a question, Mars, whatever the case is. But the first super chat that I have is from Same OG said, to Penn's point, to a lesser extent, with Paulo and Franz. Franz has number 1 talent with number 2 personality, and Paulo has number 1 personality, so their fit matches because of that.
I don't think Franz has number 1 talent. I think he has perfect number 2 talent. And I think Paulo has number 1 shot selection and personality, but not efficiency, processing, or talent.
They're the Florida Celtics, man. 2 number 2s.
All right, Bob Solo sent through a super chat, $9.99, and said, Penn, I challenged Brian Doherty, Knicks beat writer, on a channel. He stated small ball would work in the past. I stated facts. He was wrong. He got upset, and I got blocked for 6 months, or for 6 months. On all platforms. Go New York, go.
Maybe you was wrong.
I mean,
That is a possibility.
it is a possibility, but these media people be sensitive sometimes. And, you know, Jaylen Brown, I don't know if y'all watched the stream, Jaylen Brown. There's like a couple big things in the NBA that happened like over the last 24 hours. Jaylen Brown stream, and apparently, allegedly, this big board leak of LeBron's next teams. Y'all seen this?
It's not
LeBron
a leak.
I
It's on a
haven't.
podcast. So it's not a leak. It's,
Whatever. Like okay, cool.
Yeah, it was
Public
made by Rich
information.
Paul, by the way. Rich
Yeah,
Paul and
it's
Max
public.
Kellerman.
It's public information. Yeah, but I'm following.
Yeah, like I mean, Jaylen Brown said sometimes the line gets crossed. The line gets crossed a lot, and
In
I don't
terms of
really
what?
things people are willing to say about people, athletes, how much athletes are able to fight back against it because they're fighting an invisible force. Anonymous sources, allegedly, you know, my sources told me this guy is a crackhead. What? Now I just got ruled out by 15 free agent options. My sources told me this guy parties too much. Says who? I never party once. What? My sources said this guy was at a strip club before Game 6. Find me the
There's
proof.
nothing wrong with that. Sometimes, you know, you gotta
I'm
get yourself in the right
saying-
state of mind, you know.
I'm saying reputation when it comes to this like risk management shit in the NBA. Like we're talking about like what does an agent go to when they're negotiating the next contract? They go with a list. They go with a slideshow presentation. Basically, they say coming off of screens, my client scored X amount of points per possession. Coming off of the pick and roll, my client produced X amount of points. My client is in the 92nd percentile in deflection rate. My client ranked 82nd in estimated plus minus. His on-off swings were such. Now, the minute you introduce, yeah, but he hangs around with a lot of crackheads, or I don't want to keep talking about crackheads, but like, you know, he got off-court issues, he's a difficult personality, those numbers go in the garbage. Because now I'm like, oh, am I about to introduce a problem into my locker room? So that's what I'm saying. Like Jaylen Brown's right. The line does get crossed. He's definitely right about that.
I didn't see the stream. That's what he was talking about on the stream.
He talked about a lot of stuff. He said they packed me up. He called Tyrese Maxey and BJ Edgecombe on the stream. Called them up. You know, talked to them a little bit. Told him he was ready to get to work. He talked about how he felt like the situation in Boston, you know, he wished that someone had told him what was going on because he felt really blindsided by the trade and, you know, just some of the stuff that came out afterwards. He was really upset by it because he's just like, this doesn't really reflect like who I am as a person. So I don't really understand like where this stuff is coming from. Like, and honestly, whether you like him or don't like him, facts. I agree.
This goes back to my original point, Penn, about him not asking out. Like he didn't want to leave there. He did not want to leave there. I think he wanted to stay in Boston. I think he wanted to work that out. I think he was not comfortable in Boston because comfortable means that you're really not looking to move forward. I think that he was familiar with Boston. And I think with him being familiar with Boston, I think that he enjoyed being there. And I thought that he wanted to build there more than anything.
But it's like a framing. It's a frame. Whose frame are we living in? We talk about shit on social media and we think we're all having original ideas, but who's planting the seed of our original ideas? Jordan talks about psyops a lot. When somebody says Kawhi is a diva, and Kawhi doesn't talk very much, right? Or
Sure.
when someone says
Nah, he
Jaylen Brown
he
thinks
don't talk to the media very much.
he don't talk to the media, but he talked to his
Yeah.
teammates.
That
He talked to
motherfucker
his
talk a lot.
right. So what I'm saying is like because someone doesn't have a social media platform to defend themselves, right? But then when someone does go defend themselves, like KD, we call him sensitive. We say, oh, you know, why does he be so sensitive? But I'm just saying, like people get away talking about players like
Like
they
know
were
them.
there, right?
They know them.
Exactly. And it's like you
Like on
don't
the
know
surface,
him,
to your point, Drench, on the surface, Leonard doesn't look like he talks at all. Like
but he
only
talks a lot.
He only talks
Kawhi
when he
talk a lot.
talks too. Like he doesn't seem like the type
Nah.
of dude.
Kawhi damn near is like a comedian, bro. Like
He
Kawhi
doesn't
is
seem like he
funny.
talk like that
Kawhi
much.
is funny as shit.
But he
Like,
also strikes me as the type of dude that, like, if you boys with him, like your favorite food Like it'll be at your locker, some shit like that.
He's
like
funny,
I don't know
bro.
about that. But Kawhi's like, I think, one of the things about Kawhi's like,
He's a
I
fun
hate
guy.
to put this, I hate to put this on him, but like Kawhi's like one of the guys for real. Like Kawhi's like
that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
I'm not. I'm just not saying what I really want to say because it's
he one of us. I know what that means. I know what that
like
means.
a real hood. That's
not,
Kawhi for real.
There's a difference between being on a team and being one of us. And
I'm saying Kawhi one of them guys that's hood for real,
Yeah.
but you don't see it. Yeah, you don't see it because he don't really talk to the media. But Kawhi is normal, bro. Like that's the bro. I remember the first time I was in LA and I saw him, and I was at the like this little spot in LA, and I look over. I'm like, nigga, is that Kawhi? And they like, yeah, nigga, Kawhi's regular. Like that's Kawhi. Like nigga, Kawhi's regular. And then I started to see it. No, it wasn't Roscoe's. It was a club. But
No, I'm saying he's at Roscoe's. Like,
probably
he's a
so.
normal
He's
dude.
from LA. Yeah, he's from LA. So, but it's just like, but Kawhi's just a regular dude. But the whole thing about the whole Jaylen Brown situation, like Damian said it last night. Like, he's been around Jaylen Brown a few times. Like, he don't see. I've been around him now. Granted, I've only been around Jaylen Brown at a couple open gyms. I never saw like he talks to everybody. He laughs with everybody. Like, it's basketball. Niggas got different personalities, but at the same point, I do think a lot of this shit do be psyops, and you got to understand like a lot of these people that have connections to media, they have connections to, Instagram places and shit like that, where they can flood stories that's just not true. Or like I was talking about last night, you might get a scout that's the 17th scout in the organization and to tell you some shit, and it's like, bro, he really like nobody really values his opinion now. I don't know if y'all saw the video about Frank Michael Smith when he talked about the Celtics owner. That's a very interesting take for that one. You know what I mean? And he predict that the Spurs will eventually have the same issue. So it's like I don't know if Jaylen Brown didn't. I mean, I don't know if he didn't request. I don't know if he requested the trade after the Giannis trade or not. I don't know, but I would. He say he didn't request it at all. So he was okay with them trying to trade him for Giannis.
I don't think he was okay with it at all, but he didn't request out. Like two things can be true. Like he was like, what? But he didn't ask out. He wanted to stay. Oh, and I think. Okay,
how do we know that, Pin?
It's been reported by anonymous sources, and it's been pretty much confirmed by his stream. Like
hey, yo, I want to hear Damo's thoughts on this, man. Damo, how do you feel about Jaylen Brown, Paul George? Couple picks. Now it's Jason Tatum's team. Now Jaylen Brown's in Philly. Well, what is your thoughts on this whole situation? Brad Stevens, everything.
One, let me just say, this whole notion of painting Jaylen Brown as what I'm hearing as a victim of the NBA blackball. I'm just calling it the NBA blackball machine. It's obviously he's not blackball, but the NBA blackball machine of ruining a player's value or whatever it is. This notion of painting him as one of those next players, in some ways I do agree. In some ways it's definitely there. They're definitely adding 10 on 5. They're definitely putting a little extra on it to make the public or whoever feel some type of way about him.
Sure.
But if we're going to act like this was not self-inflicted from Jaylen Brown himself, if we're going to act like I'm sorry.
In which way though, Damo?
He balled out.
He should. That's fine. He can ball out. You should have common sense to know to say and not say certain things because you don't know who is going to rub the wrong way. And I will always use this example for what he should have did and what he ended up doing. When Kevin Durant got hurt playing on the Thunder and Russ went ahead and balled out and averaged a triple-double and looked like, oh, I could be a number one. I actually can be a one if given the keys. Had he came out and said, oh, yeah, that was my favorite times playing basketball. That was my favorite part of playing professional basketball when I had
y'all would have lit Russ up.
It would have That would have looked crazy. That looks crazy when you have a guy who is playing with another guy or a guy who's deemed the two, even if he doesn't believe he's the two. If the guy who the team is putting at the two and everyone knows is the two gets the keys, drives the car just as good, and then says, this is why I should be the driver.
I don't think he said that though. I just think he just said this was his favorite year playing basketball because and he labeled why. He didn't say because I showed I was better than Jason Tatum or he labeled the reasons why. Like he had statistically it was a great season for him. I really don't find
this dude wasn't here. Keep going.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Jordan. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. What I am saying though is, if it's one thing we do know when it comes to basketball, it's politics. Politics always matter when we talking about NBA. It's always politics, and we can say whoever it was. It could have been Brad. It could have been someone in the front office. It could have been the owner. It could have been Tatum.
I would like to describe it's probably more.
He doesn't think too much before he speaks. We got a couple people. We got people up here who don't think before they speak. I don't think before I speak. Jordan, you think too much before you speak?
How do you know if he doesn't think before he speaks? Maybe he's just saying what's on his mind. Maybe he thinks.
You don't think before you speak. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a characteristic.
Maybe he's confident in what he's saying.
Yeah, correct.
And you know what? Forgive him for being happy that he had a career year. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, but you can Jason Tatum was there. He might have not been playing, but he was still a part of the team. He was there every step of the way. He was there in the huddles. He was still a part of the team. It was still a brotherhood and camaraderie. Forgive him for being happy that he could show, hey, I could average 28, 7, and 6 and lead us to a second team.
No, I think this is an amazing opportunity to just discuss this properly. Because Mars, are you confident in what you say? Usually,
more often than not.
But do you think about how what you say will be taken and perceived?
The delivery.
Be honest.
I think that's very hard to do. Though,
hang on,
from a 24/7 standpoint.
I don't like being misinterpreted. So
okay,
there'll be times I think I need to do better, but times where I'll try to be very careful with what I say.
Okay,
so that it doesn't get misinterpreted.
So if you were in Jaylen Brown's shoes, and again, according to Jaylen Brown, he clarified this. I watched the stream, and he said, it was really my favorite year because we pulled together. Everyone counted us out. So from his side, he was saying one thing, but based on how he said it, it would be interpreted another way.
If you clip it up that way, yeah, sure.
A lot of things that Jordan, you say, could be misinterpreted. Because, and same with me. You know what someone told me, and this is someone on the panel told me this a couple of months ago, and it really helped me see the other side of it. Because I'd be just talking, and I do not think too much about how my shit's going to be interpreted. And he said, you are on a black platform with a whole bunch of black panelists.
That shit. Only Swiper tell him that.
You on a black platform with a lot of black panelists.
I wouldn't say that. I am black.
And you sometimes talk down to people. Can you understand how that might be perceived by other people? And I was like, motherfucker, I never even thought about that.
You shouldn't think about that, Pin. You shouldn't think about that.
No, but you're right. Like, it could be interpreted as like there's a racial undertone to talking down to people. But you don't know me. I've talked like that to white people, black people, Asian people. That's just me. I'm just dumb like that.
The thing about it is we don't feel like being black is inferior, so we don't feel like you're talking down. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to worry about that type of shit. We don't. This isn't the platform.
But it's not you who I'm worried about. It's the chat.
But fuck that, because this isn't a place of sensitive black folks where you can't talk white folks stay in white folk business.
Well, it's not really a positive thing to talk down to anyone, Ox. It's black, white, or other. It's not really good to talk down to anybody, but I've never thought about the component of how it could be perceived by people who want to perceive it that way. And it's just the same thing. Like if you want Jaylen Brown's teammates who he rallied with this year and beat the odds, you're like, damn, yeah, this year was really fun. Everyone counted us out. We came together. A whole bunch of young guys played. Everyone thought we were shit, and then we proved everybody wrong. This was my favorite year. But if you were a Jason Tatum fan, you're like, he hates Jason Tatum, huh? So when someone's saying like the thing I appreciate about Mars and Swiper, particularly, not that I'm like them, is they do think a lot about how what they're saying is going to be interpreted. And I don't. So I've had to learn. I'm learning.
But I will say this though, Penn. Yeah, to an extent, I do agree with you and Damo. To an extent. Now, I'm also contrarian to that, because one thing that bothers me the most is people assuming that everybody should think the same exact way and not be able to understand like the way other people view stuff. could be a little bit different, but a lot of times if y'all can talk it out, y'all will come to a common ground. Like, for example, Jaylen Brown saying what he said, even if that was the case, if that rubs you the wrong way about your Finals MVP, a guy who played, and got you guys lifted, and he averaged what he averaged, and he's the terrific player he is. If that rubbed you the wrong way, that's cap. It's a you problem, and it's cap. It's also something else. Like, that's not the only thing that rubbed you the wrong way and said that. And I genuinely think that his contract has a lot to do with it with the Celtics. I think when the owner sold the franchise, right, after they signed all these mega contracts, I think any business owner coming into this situation and assessing this issue is going to look at this and say, this is a lot of freaking money that's going to be paid out over the next couple of years where there's no guarantee we'll get a return. And so now I think it's like, now we can create these stories and we can get rid of Jaylen Brown because he's the fall guy. But real talk, let's all take our political hats off. Let's all just get in the backyard and chop it up. He didn't say nothing that bad. You're not really rubbing nobody wrong that bad. It's the contract rub people wrong.
But here's the problem.
The
problem that we have with that though, Jordan, is we've already got the narrative of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum basically being equals. Then we have the narrative of Jaylen Brown. Which one of these guys is the man? He should have his own team. And then Jason Tatum is now no longer available. He's out for the season. Jaylen Brown has a career year. In the process of him having a career year, there's still this narrative of him and Jason Tatum don't really get along. It gets compounded by him saying, this was my favorite season, which suggests that, you know what? Maybe he doesn't like playing with this guy. Maybe he doesn't want to be with this guy. Maybe he does want his own crew.
I mean, maybe
it was his favorite season because Jason Tatum came back from an Achilles injury and he was happy for his brother.
I mean, yeah, it's a hell of a leap to make. But,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's a hell of a jump to make to say that. But it's just like, especially when he clarified. Yes, because he clarified it. Yes, because he clarified it.
Jason Tatum was actually with the team almost all year, by the way.
When someone tells you the reason it was their favorite season and you're still
trying it's obviously something else.
You're making a leap at that point. Like, that's what you're doing.
And it's obviously something else.
And you're like, it could be because of this. When he told you because of this.
Like, I just told you what it was.
You're doing long jump. That's what you're doing. You're doing long jump.
I mean, he can say it. He can explain it and he can say whatever it is, and that's his reason behind it. That's fair. How that front office took it is how they took it. And if we want to say they're reaching and they're overreacting, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fair. I don't feel like I'm reaching overreacting when I see, they traded him for Paul George.
Yep.
They rushed to get him out the building. They were dead set on getting a guy off the team who won a Finals MVP, came off a career year.
But Damo, add the context of the money, though. Add the context of the money.
Hold on.
Keep going.
He also saved us from a year where we all knew we were going to tank. At the beginning of the year, we said, "Hey, we're good. This is a gap year for the Celtics. Hey, Celtics, Pacers, both just trying to get a draft pick. Well, hey." 250 rainbow face. Ain't that what it was at the beginning of the season? They was trying to get AJ DeBanza. But now you're the second seed in the East because Jaylen Brown was doing immaculate things with the basketball. But for whatever reason, now y'all are forcing him out the door. I'm telling you now. Because of the money,
Damo, it's the money.
No, the money has something to do with it. Cool. The comments is what gave them the green light to put the blackball machine in place. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Exactly. But you see how? But this is exactly the point.
Money's meant when with that money, it's so much more difficult to move him. It
is. So it wasn't that much. It wasn't that difficult for them to move because you just got to find a team that feel like they're one piece away. So it wasn't that hard to move. But
what cut their roster, Drench.
But hold on, because Damo, you just proved exactly what I just said. I said, you basically saying the same thing I said when I said that it was obviously more than his comments. Like they just found a reason to say, well, there it is. Let's go ahead and move it off and let's make it that rather than just coming out. Because God forbid the NBA team just come out and say, we honestly paid him too much money and then shit's going to look bad on our books. We can't there's no way I can afford that. So imagine if they came out and said that. It's no way we can really afford Jaylen Brown.
Can I ask, do you think he was aware of the fact that there was so much tension between him and the rest of the organization? Do you believe that he knew he was on eggshells with them? I
don't think he thought that he was on eggshells with the organization as far as like the staff and stuff like that. I don't think he sensed that. I don't even think they felt that way. I think it's more the ownership group that he was on eggshells with, because they're the ones that you have to look at profit margin. Mind you, Jaylen Brown doesn't really have that many ways to get back that profit margin for them. Whether it's, and I don't know how this factors in as far as like shoe deals, whether he's a marketable guy and all of this other shit. I just think they look at it from a whole and say, this is a lot of freaking money and we genuinely can't afford it. Now, going to the whole Paul George thing about when you was like, they trade him for Paul George, and I never really clarified why I said I like the trade for both teams. It's because Boston gets off a lot of their money and they already have a superstar that no matter what people keep saying about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum is way more marketable than Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum just is. Jason Tatum is in that category.
Why?
Is he?
These lights.
No. Hang on.
No, it's not.
Is he?
It could be a number of things, but he's definitely more marketable.
Sign me.
Hold on, Pin, because
brand around Jaylen Brown.
Hold on. Yeah, but hold on, Pin. It's because he's more marketable. He could be more relatable. His skill set is great. Jason Tatum just did the magazine cover for whatchamacallit? What's that shit?
GQ.
GQ. He just did like all of that shit matters. Like, and so when I'm saying they get rid of Jaylen Brown, mind you, because he costs a lot of money, and then now this rollout for Jason Tatum is going to be amazing because now he gets to show you why he is who he is without somebody distracting him and saying Jaylen Brown is better. Jaylen Brown is better. Jaylen Brown just as good. Now, if Jason Tatum comes out and average 30 and they get to the NBA Finals and he put that trophy up again, that's the guy that's going to make them more and more money. And it's like, you can't do that with both because it's, for prime example, they went to the finals. Jaylen Brown wins finals MVP. Every single person is saying, JB really the best player on the team. And it's going to cost you $300. How much is Jaylen Brown's contract?
$303 million.
Okay,
yeah, damn.
For that, it's just $63 million. Paul George with the trade kicker makes almost as much as Jaylen Brown. And honestly, as it comes down,
they can get rid of Paul George too, though.
Yo, this is free advice to any brand out there that is looking for a marketable athlete. Go sign Jaylen Brown, because you could build an incredible counterculture brand around this dude right now. He's really smart. He's really good. He's going into a huge market. FUBU, give him a call. Build a shoe brand around him.
Jaylen Brown would be dope with Bufu, but he already got his own brand.
Yeah, and that's my point. That's my point, Ron. Him having his own brand. If you look at him, Max is talking about him and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards' charisma is way higher than Jaylen Brown. Like, Jaylen Brown is intelligent. He doesn't have the charisma that he think he has. Like, even his streams is like, imagine if Ant decided to stream. Like, fuck what Jaylen Brown talking about. I'm going to Ant stream. That's exactly what will happen every time, like more than not. And so that has a lot to do with it. Like, I'm telling you, that stuff has a lot to do with it. And it's just like, I agree with you earlier about Philly. Philly is a good place for him to play. It's a good place for him to plug that in. And they're going to absorb that money. But Philly not holding on to him that long. Nothing is forever in Philly. Y'all going to finally realize that. Nothing is forever.
He's been there forever.
Oh, yeah. Get ready.
Because he the best player to ever play for that team. That's what
Quiet, Mars.
It's true.
Pipe down, Mars.
Yeah, hey, but Mars, get ready to pack your shit after this season, brother. Get ready to pack your shit after this season.
He's still the best player to ever play for that team. You gonna tell me about some Moses Malone?
He wasn't better than Chamberlain.
Yeah, he was. Better than all of them.
Good comeback.
I just don't understand why it's such a big deal to have this is America. And even further than America, this is the world. I don't understand why we be so up in arms about somebody having an opinion, somebody wanting to be an entrepreneur and a businessman, somebody wanting to start their own brand, which I think is dope. I'm about to order me a pair of JBs. I'm about to go get some of his merch. Okay, but chill. That even goes to my point. Even if you are of darker complexion, what's wrong with the black race now taking independence? The Indians do it. They, and this is not disrespectful. Hold on right quick, Drench. The Indians do it, and this is not disrespectful, Damo. But y'all got corner stores marketing, out the buku. but see, my thing is, hey, I love
we were
group
talking about other
economics.
Indians.
I love group economics. So when you come in corner a market, to me that's dope. When you and your people come in, corner something. Chinese people, they have a crazy lane here in America with what they do in their group. Irish people, all other groups have something. So why can't? What's wrong with a black man standing up, building his own brand, and showing other youth that it could be done?
Nothing, but the problem.
And on top of that, he's not hurting anybody. Jalen Brown hasn't offended anybody.
Ron, the problem
He
is that
offended me?
everything you said.
Indians
Ron,
work at
everything
What if
Google,
I'm
you said-
offended, Ron?
Hold on,
What if
hold
I'm
on, but-
offended?
Everybody
No,
works at Google.
But at the same thing though, Ron. Ron, everything you said is factual. Everything you said is true. But if I'm of a different group and I have billions and billions of dollars, why would I let you be a threat to mine? Why?
Well, Jalen Brown.
That's just how America. Like, I don't know if y'all realize we do. You're right. We live in the United States of America where capitalism rules. It is what it is for us to try to act like that's not the thing. Like, I have a group. You realize when they form these agencies like Wasserman Group, Clutch Sports, when they do all of this stuff, it's a group of motherfuckers with billions of dollars collectively put together for a reason. And then when you're on the outside of that group, you can't win. How would you be able to win unless you get the public to come in and support you the way you want to be supported? But you know what's wrong with that? Those groups have plugs that feed the public what to say. I mean what they know about you, all of these other things. So you're probably going to lose. That's my whole issue. It's nothing wrong with what he does. Like, for example, we just found out Tobias Harris then eclipsed $331 million in his career. His dad is his agent. Tobias ain't talking to all of this other shit. Like, Tobias is quiet, low key. He's not a threat to nobody. It's like,
but Tobias
whatever.
is making it clear that I just work here.
I just work here.
Tobias Harris's logic is I just work here. What do you need me to do? Now, that doesn't mean that he's a quote unquote house, you know what? No,
I don't.
I'm here to do my job and I'm out.
Chill. Nothing is even wrong with Jalen Brown. Nothing is even wrong with what Jalen Brown doing, though.
We got a trade from the Los Angeles Lakers. Their starting center, DeAndre Ayton, has been traded to the Washington Wizards for Jaden Hardy, 2 second-round picks.
Damn, this
and
nigga got traded for nothing.
that's that.
He got traded for
He's
shit.
good.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
God,
He got
I don't even know why we brought that shit up. Ron, we was on the good
picks.
Ron, we was on the good damn topic. You brought that bum up.
Picks for him is actually valuable because now they can attach those picks to get off Vanderbilt in them. Like they actually
Oh, now
Second
you wanna
round
be on
picks
Vanderbilt.
aren't that valuable, yo.
For two
Oh my
dudes, Ron?
God.
yeah, no,
Jaden-
it's valuable.
Jaden Hardy?
But
Yeah, y'all better put some respect on
Oh my
Jaden
God.
Hardy.
Jada Hardy's not going
Ron, let him
Yes, he is.
No,
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
How many
they
second
have
round picks,
4
Ron?
guards. They have Luka, Austin Reeves.
Jaden Hardy better than Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, man, it's called.
Well,
it's
even if I
starters
agree
on the
with that,
bench.
he not
It's called
playing,
starters on the
man.
bench.
He's not
Hey,
playing.
man, we got Hardy.
2 twos, Ron, you said?
You crying, Damo?
Oh my God.
Put him on the big screen.
Aiden is off my team.
So what are they gonna do? So what are they gonna do with him in Washington?
I knew it was your fault, nigga. I knew it was you this whole time. I knew it. I knew it.
What are they gonna do with him
It
now?
didn't even take a week without this nigga on my team, and we have made so many decisions that I've been screaming for 4 years. I knew it was this nigga's fault. Oh, chat, I know everyone's gonna say I'm bugging, I'm tripping. Oh, it's Cope. Oh, LeBron. Lakers fans didn't deserve LeBron. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I've been begging for a center since we went and got Montrezl Harrell. I've been begging for a center. We get one as soon as he leave. I've been begging. We sign more than one serviceable role player in any offseason. Name the offseason where Rob Pelinka, under his reign, signed more than 2 serviceable role players in one offseason. Tell me when, and I'll give you $100. You can't. Shut up. He's gone now.
I think they're trying to get Andre Drummond too. I think they're trying to get Andre
Get
Drummond
him.
too.
Thank you. Another center? You're telling me LeBron prevented us from getting 2 centers for 4 years? And y'all call me crazy. Oh, Domo, just because you get rid of Bron doesn't mean money just opens up. Shut up. Shut up. I had to hear this for 3 years. Paying a 45-year-old man $70 million. But if you don't pay him, who are you gonna pay? 8 other players, dummy! Oh my God! This offseason has pissed me off because y'all done nothing but bitch and moan. Oh my God, it's nothing but white boys on the Lakers now. At least it's not one man making the equivalent of all 5 of the white boys' money. And his son. They said LeBron was leaving.
No. I gotta stop you right there.
Nope. I've been bigging up Bronny. You're right. But the moment that his dad says, yeah, I'm not coming back, guess what? Pack your bag, son. You're out of here. That's not my decision. I don't want that. I like Bronny. I think Bronny should stay. I'm cool with keeping Bronny. But at the end of the day, I was called a madman. I was called slurs. I was called all types of things because I said paying this man the GDP of a small Caribbean country for one season at 48 years old. Hey man, maybe if we didn't do that, we can fill out the roster with competent role players. Nah, that's not how math work, Damo. Did y'all do your SAT with no calculator? Because I did, and I got the highest score in my grade. So shut up. Y'all know how numbers work.
So what did you get on your SAT though?
Oh, no, I was like, I got like a 1224 on the whole thing. I did it with no calculator. No calculator, no PSAT. I stayed up all night playing 2K. I mailed it in, 1224. Still got me to college. I was lit. But regardless, everyone that called me, whatever they called me, in one off season, in a week, not even a whole off season, in a week, not include the draft, when we actually draft well, in a week, we have signed 4 players that actually work and made a competent trade, all in the free agency. This has never happened in the regime of Rob Pelinka.
The regime is crazy.
This is crazy. It's been Bron's fault this whole time.
This is the Allen Iverson practice.
Wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken,
this is Damo's rant right here.
Yeah, did you get
that was epic.
Like you talking about a center. Didn't you get Andre Drummond when James was there? Didn't you get JaVale McGee when James was there? Didn't you get like trade for Russell Westbrook when James was there? I mean, like you had stuff going on when James was there, Damo. That was going on. I know you don't want to talk about Russ.
I almost. We was
Wait.
What you say? Yeah, we say.
Wait. What I'm saying is, Russ represents the moves that were made while he was there. Damo's trying to sell me that the reason why we wasn't doing nothing because this dude taking all the money.
I mean, but chill. Braun wasn't 40. Braun wasn't 42 years old at that time too, though. That's another thing.
No,
he was 42 years old.
So it was different. We was fresh off. We still had that bubble ring. It was still optimism in AD's body. It was still optimism there. By 2023, all of it was gone. 2023 was the year where I said, you know what?
It's time.
Hey,
I mean, when Luka got there, when Luka got there, I think that was the issue. Like, it was no way y'all thought Luka and LeBron.
When LeBron gassed out against Denver, he literally just gassed out. He was actively tired. He looked old. It looked like, oh, there is a ceiling now to LeBron James at old age. Oh, this is bad. What if Braun signed back though? Unless it's for that 5.5 he's been throwing around for everybody. That's another thing that pisses me off about this bald-headed bandit. For 2 years now in all season, he done pump fake I'll take less money to come back. I'll take I'll take less money to compete. Oh no, Klay Thompson and Jonas Valanciunas is gone. I guess I need my $50 million. Get the man, that shit never sat right with me. But now you want to take 5.5 to go anywhere else. I love Jaden Hardy actually. I'm really big on Jaden Hardy.
So it's a little bit of optionality here. He's making $6 million this year, flat contract. Next year, team option, so you can pick it up or not pick it up.
How much is he making next year? $6 million.
$6 million.
Oh, okay.
Flat.
So it's 2 year 12.
So effectively, he's making 3.64% of the cap. That's not bad.
Which is another thing that Damo was complaining about because turns out we don't have another player option. We got a team option now, which means we can get off dudes as opposed to in the past, everybody we signed, we're going to give you the opportunity to pick up this $36 million. We're going to give you the opportunity to pick up this $29 million. Nah. In fact, we're going to take that out of your hands. I like that.
I feel like this trade is they're trying to Rob Pelinka think he real slick. He trying to throw people off the whole Snowtime Lakers, shit. But I'm on to him. I see what he's doing.
What is he doing?
He gonna flip Jaden Hardy for like I don't know.
Yakatunas. He gonna flip for
Yakuchonis or something.
But to be fair, it was Rob
The
Pelinka
Spencer
and
brothers.
no. To be fair, it's Rob
Cam
Pelinka
Spencer's good.
and Luka Doncic. Like for you to see Luka Doncic's success, even when you go back all the way up, you know, in Europe, he did have those type of players around him. Even in Dallas, he had those type of players around him. I mean, you also had Kyrie as well too. But Luka needs the ball a lot. I think it's about time we get. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Austin Reeves because Luka needs the ball a lot, and it's about time we get off this.
He's getting
train that Luka is. I would see that too, but it's about time we get off this train that Luka is a good pairing mate with another 40, not 40 a night, but a guy that can go for 40 all the time. Like Kyrie was a perfect match because Kyrie can play off the basketball. He don't need that many dribbles to get his shit off. I just think this is a good team for Luka. Now, Austin Reeves, if he can continue to be, you know, 1, 2, 3 dribble guy, you know, and score that fast, it'll work. But if not, I think they get rid of Austin Reeves too, which would be great because it'll be a good contract for them to move and they can keep putting pieces around Luka Doncic. You got to build this around Luka Doncic, no matter what anybody says. Luka has to be the focal point of this roster, and you damn near have to make this roster Luka proof.
Rob, call up the Charlotte Hornets and ask for Kalkbrenner. Do it.
No, they already got Walker Kessler. They already got Walker Kessler. There's no need for Kalkbrenner.
No, that's your starting 5-man.
He need a backup five.
That's your starting 5-man.
You don't.
Actually, I do have an idea for you. There's a possibly third string, possibly fourth string point guard over in OKC. Speaks the same language as Luka Doncic.
Oh my God,
Nikola Topic,
the ball head guy.
Hand over the kid, Morris. It's about damn time.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Chill. You excited about that?
Oh, we already forgot about Sandro. We forgot about Sandro.
Sandro's amazing.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So we didn't forget.
That's what I'm saying. So like Luka numbers will be, if Luka can stay healthy, his numbers will be amazing this year. If Luka can stay healthy, his numbers will be amazing. You're talking about you're probably gonna see upward of 30, probably gonna see about upward of 8.
Jordan, don't just say upward of 30. Like Luka's probably gonna lead the league in scoring this year.
Yeah, I agree. And he's going to have a decent assist number. I wouldn't be surprised if Luka have a James Harden year. This is exactly what the Rockets. This is exactly what the Rockets did.
He was involved.
No, I'm talking about like to where
like 36.
James Harden. I'm talking about like 36 and like 10, and the Lakers being like a top 3 seed because I know y'all should know my gimmick by now. I'm always a less is more type of guy. Less is more has always been my thing. Because I'm a coach and I understand how hard it is to. And difficult it is to deal with 2 guys that's averaging 25 or 2 guys that need the ball. Somewhere down the line, your team will be unbalanced. So less is more, and I feel like this is the perfect fit for Luka Doncic. Whether the snow time Lakers or not, like that's a funny joke. It is funny, but at the end of the day, this maximizes Luka Doncic. Now, will you get a championship out of it? That's a whole different conversation. But this maximizes Luka Doncic to the T. It is what it is. And hey, happy for the Lakers. I know the Lakers fan base has always been, you know, I don't know. I'm just making up shit right now. But from my perspective, it looks like the Lakers fan base has always been brothers and ice cubes and shit like that. No, sir, brother. We're pulling the strings back. The Dragos of the world are now Lakers fans. And it is what it is.
Oh my God. Drago, are you a Lakers fan now?
No, I'm a Spurs fan.
There we go. See?
All right. Well,
he's going to stick with the European
Queens of the world is Lakers fans now.
I just want to say, like, Luka
people in
was
Texas
very
about to be Lakers fans.
involved.
Let me just say that.
Like, so the reports are that Luka was very, very involved in the Walker Kessler trade. I can definitely tell you he was very involved in the Sandro trade as well. Sandro Mamukelashvili balled out for Georgia in the same tournament Luka was in, and Luka definitely saw that shit. I
mean, Luka probably know him, to be fair, but
I mean, sure. I don't know if they know each other or shit, but like he's seen him like do some shit with the basketball that he does not really do at the NBA level. So I'm just thinking, like, when I have a guy who likes to hold the basketball, what I need is finishers, cutters, shooters, lob threats. I just need like pieces to make this engine work. And then of course I need a secondary creator. I do think they need a better one than Austin Reeves. And at some point, when one becomes available, I'm sure they'll try to pay for one.
I mean, so if they can get it's level.
I mean, shit. I'm actually kind of pissed they didn't get Jaylen Brown.
I mean, it's level. Now, I don't think Jaylen Brown would fit over there, but it's layers and levels to what to the conversation that you're having on Penn. Like I talked about earlier, the success of the Lakers will be amazing. Now, to win a championship, you're gonna need a steal of a score, like having Kyrie. Obviously, is a steal of a score. You got to find somebody at that level. I don't know if Austin Reeves is that. He could be that, but at the same time, there's levels to this conversation. Yes, the Lakers will be an amazing regular season team. Yes, they might, be pretty good, in the playoffs. But like, think about the Mavericks. When the Mavericks were good with Dirk for a long time, and Steve Nash, and that offense was fine tuning, and they went and got some junkyard dogs that sealed the deal, and Dirk became champion. It's going to be the same thing with the Lakers. They're going to find their way around it, and they're going to find a junkyard dog. They're going to get rid of somebody and get a junkyard dog, like the Mavericks got rid of Steve Nash and got a junkyard dog.
Here. So Luka's Dirk here. Walker Kessler is Tyson Chandler. I guess Austin Reeves is what? Jason Terry?
Jason Terry? I'm about to say
No. They're going to get rid of Austin Reeves to get a Jason Terry. That's what I'm saying. They're going to get rid of him to get a Jason Terry. But that might be in 2-3 years, though. That might be in 2-3 years.
How bad Austin Reeves has to play to get off this team.
What's the window with this? With this Laker team, it is October the 21st, and it's opening night. Who's our starting five? Who we going with?
Kessler, Luka, Austin Reeves. That's 4, right?
Mamu probably.
I don't think Mamu starts.
It depends on how they want to play. It might be Mamu at the 4, or they couldn't play Smart.
He's a great 4.
I think
Marcus
he'll be a 4.
Gone.
Now Marcus Smart gone. But
Smart, he's in Houston. Yeah.
No, we need.
Wait, Dama, you know this, right?
So we got Reason.
What? Another big screen moment.
Man, listen, I've been doing nothing but doubles at work, man. I'm sorry. I've really been off the planet.
Yeah, Marcus Smart is in Houston. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. I'm finding that out now.
Yeah, he's in Houston.
Rui is still there. Rui is still there right
He
now.
hasn't been signed yet, though.
So
you
got
they can put Quentin Grimes. They can put Quentin Grimes in there too.
Quentin Grimes. There you go.
So you got I got my backcourt of.
But who plays the 4?
Mamu.
Who's playing the small?
So we're locked in with Mamu. Because I said Mamu initially, and then Damo was like no, and then Jordan was like no.
I like Mamu more as a backup. I mean, I don't really know, but you could. They still got Jared Vanderbilt right now. It just really depends. I think they're gonna flirt with a couple lineups, and we also forgetting they got JJ Redick as a coach too. Like, boy, the snow cone effect just keep coming in, but it's going to be interesting. I think the play style and the spacing will be a little bit different though for Luka. I think they play more of everybody else pass first, and Luka ball hog. So I think that's the offense that they're gonna play. Everybody else get off the ball quick when they get to Luka.
Does the following lineup work? Austin Reeves at the 1, hypothetically. Austin Reeves at the 1, Quentin Grimes at the 2, Luka at the 3, Mamu at the 4, Walker Kessler at the 5. Does that work?
Why would Austin Reeves play the 1 though?
I think that's what it's going to be.
So why would Austin Reeves play the 1?
Positions aside, because we don't really have is the point guard of this team.
No, I understand that, but defensively, somebody has to guard point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like let's just throw the positions out the window for instance, just because.
Okay.
Just what the lineup would be, I think it'll probably be that. I think Quentin Grimes and Mamu is going to end up starting.
You got to get Rui back. You can't let Rui just walk out the front door. That's bad business.
I think they're going to have to. I don't think they got the money to bring him back, actually. With the moves they made, I don't think they got the money to bring him back. What I think we would end up doing for our forward of the 3 spot, honestly, which is very slept on, I feel like Cam Clark could be a lot better than people. Like, he'll be a lot more serviceable immediately than people would originally think or figured he would be. So maybe we go with the rookie there. No, he's not the biggest, but we'll just be playing small ball, in my opinion. Or
what about Duke Darrow? You already got a Cam Clark.
I'm about to say, hear me out. Once that player progression hit this offseason for a Duke Darrow,
that
man.
Shit is fake,
once that player progression hit, you get that little 3, 4, 5 attribute boost. Yo, Darrow might be a full-time starter at the 3, just out there playing defense. Maybe he can hit below the break 3 on some PJ Washington stuff. He be who we wanted Jared Vanderbilt to be. That might be the answer. That is my solution.
It's honestly an interesting take for the Lakers. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on defense. I could tell you they're gonna probably play a lot of zone. They might slow the game down too, which could be in their favor. I mean, it's so much strategy that JJ Redick can come up with to not have these lockdown defenders. And sometimes everybody love to talk about point of attack defenders. Like, if you have the personnel to get these aggressive defenders, of course you use it. If you don't have it, then you just strategize around it.
Damo, what do you think Rui's going to
figure that
cost?
part out.
The reason why I'm asking you that is because, like, after you paid Austin Reeves, right? You already paid Austin Reeves. Luke is already on the books for what he's on the books for. You lost Luke Kennard. You lost Marcus Smart. Rui's on the books for Rui was on the books for $18 million. Like, that $18 million ain't gonna turn to like 50 or 45 or something like that. Like what do you think the going rate is for Rui?
12, 10. That's the going rate.
For Rui? A year?
Yes.
No, absolutely not. No.
I think he's hovering around. I think he'll hover around 15 to 18 still.
I was thinking 20 to 22.
I'm very curious to see it.
As far as I ain't talking about with the Lakers, Mars.
How much
I'm talking about with somebody else.
Any team that pays
15 to
20,
18.
go over there. Yeah.
How much did you say, Chill?
Yes. I was thinking where he is right now to about 22. That's what I was thinking.
I think Rui could easily
money.
Rui could easily
22. Yeah, he needs to go wherever that team gives them. Shit, hell yeah, go get that money.
I think Rui can get a 3-year, $60 million contract somewhere with the way he shoots.
And he
just
being like
if he's on this group right now, who's a better shooter on the group right now than Rui? I'm sorry.
He's the best shooter on the team.
He's their best. Okay, so in terms of transition guys, who's their best transition guy?
I don't know, dude. They're a Kamkon.
I'm gonna say dude.
Mamu's good in transition. Mamu's great in transition too.
He ain't better than
Rui.
Rui.
He can grab and go and stuff. Yeah, that's
yes, I don't think he's better than Rui. So I got my
really
best
disrespected Mamu, yo.
So I got
I said he can grab.
You know how I feel about Mamu. You know how I feel about Mamu.
Mamu just got $13 million a year. If you telling me Rui is materially better than Mamu, I think you're wrong.
He has more of a track record though. That's the main thing.
Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares?
Like your history means a lot.
If a team pays Rui $20 million, I'm not going to hate on Rui. Shout out to Rui.
I'll check this shit.
Rui is.
I will be shocked.
Rui is.
If they do, they do. I'm not going to hate.
Let me see. 28. Rui is 28 in 145 days.
Okay, so Mamu's 26.
We probably got 4 or 5 more years of this Rui, or 3 or 4 more years of this Rui. I mean, shit. I can go 3 years to Ron's point. I can go 3 years. 60
Mamu
million.
is 27.
So they're the same age.
27.
Yep, they're the same age.
In May.
Yep, they're the same age.
He's a year and a half younger, but yeah.
That's almost 2 years round up.
Yeah, a year and a
Again, I think that Rui, especially with the PR around Rui right now, the way he played in the playoffs and he shoots 50% from 3 narrative.
Giving him the Jerome James tax? Come on, bro.
Honestly, yes. When you play well in the playoffs, that does garner you more money. Yes.
I agree, but you don't think we just watched Jaylen Brown have an all-NBA second team season, right? He just
He got dumped.
And he got traded for Paul George and picks. But we just watched John Morant be an all-star and get salary dumps. Like
when did we watch?
Was just an all-star.
No, I'm saying he was an all-star a few years back. People understand a talent level he has, and he got salary dumps. Trae Young is someone who's been an all-star, and everyone understands the talent level he has, and he also got dumped. But you think NBA Brandon Ingram? I mean, yeah, Kawhi. But
Brandon Ingram got dumped for sure.
But so what I'm saying is, we don't think we're at a point where NBA teams are gonna look beyond 10 game samples of Rui making 50% from 3.
No, because everyone you name bad PR. Everyone you named bad PR definitely had narratives pushed against them and was not media darlings. There was always something about them, or not always, but it ended up being something about them. They got pushed very heavy at some point in time, and they ended up getting them dumped. That's Ja, that's Trae, that's Jaylen Brown, that's everyone you named.
He's not a great passer.
That's
like he doesn't have PR because no one talks about Rui.
Rui got good PR. Let me be bad PR. Hold on. He is a very incomplete basketball player. He is not a unidimensional basketball player. Okay, he is not a great.
He's a role player.
But hang on. You say role player like that's an insult.
No, it's not an insult. I'm calling him what he is. We all know Rui's a role player.
He's a role player.
He's a fourth or fifth best player in your lineup.
You are not a good defensive team. Okay, I think we can agree on that. You just got one of the best shot blockers in the league, but you don't really have a great POA defender. You've obviously drafted Cam Carr on the assumption that maybe he'll grow into a defender. But I can tell you, as someone who watched a lot of Cam Carr last year, he's not a great defender either. So if you intend to play him meaningful minutes, and you also intend to play Colin Sexton meaningful minutes, and Luka and Austin Reeves is scrappy, but he's not great, I'm sorry, adding Rui Hachimura to this is not necessarily bridging the gap in your roster. He can shoot.
What's the alternative though? Don't sign him and still have the same problems?
No. You need to
I think
find
this
players.
conversation started because of 20 million. That's how we got him.
Yeah, I mean,
Like what he's worth to sign.
Look,
Again, I don't think
I'm gonna put my
the Lakers
prediction
got
out
him to sign
there.
him.
I don't think he's getting more than 10, 12. That's max 12.
That's crazy.
I think a team
Playing for
might
18
squeeze him
million?
for like 7 or 8.
At 28
like,
years old.
Honestly, I just think the money dried up. Chill. He don't have a contract. The money's dried up. I'm not saying look at an ideal market. I'm saying in the current market, I don't think he's getting anything close to 20. Now, if he does, I'll eat crow and I'll apologize. My bad. But I don't think so. And I don't think teams are really and yo, I just told y'all, how do agents go to the board? What is the pitch? He's a great shooter. Yeah. And what? What does he do? Oh,
18
yeah, he can
is
score
more
in
than Mitchell
isolation.
Robinson just scored.
18
Mitchell
is-
Robinson is not a one-dimensional player.
Yeah, but I'm
Mitchell-
saying 18 is more
Yes,
than
he
Mitchell
is.
Robinson. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
he's not. Offensive rebounding, screen setting, extra
I mean, the
possession,
other side of the ball, you know,
defense. Like shit. No, he's not a one-way player, and he's
Is
not
Rui
a
better
one-way
than
player.
A high level role player.
I don't think
No,
Rui Hachimura is not better than Mitchell Robinson.
No, that's what
Nobody
he said.
said
No, he
that.
said no. That's what I was asking. I was asking the people: is Rui better than Mitchell Robinson? In
No.
you guys' opinion?
I mean, it also does kind of depend on your roster too.
Native
Like
man,
if I'm the Miami Heat, who would I rather have?
basically, Ron,
I'll probably take Rui.
I'm at a point where I just don't
Yeah, but
take
that's-
your
I'm
opinion
asking
on
who's the
any
better
player
player.
over
But
6
it's
who can
Mitchell.
shoot
It's Mitchell.
seriously. I just can't.
Robert Williams,
Because that's your
or
type,
Rui?
Ron.
And
That's
I
your
understand the
type.
health concerns.
You have
I
a
understand. I'm
sickness.
just saying, play
Like
for
Jalen
Robert
Brown has
Williams,
sickness.
if Robert, all things considered, Mars, really quickly, Pin, all things considered, I'm taking Rob Williams over Rui.
Honestly,
these are guys who make less than 18.
Ron has a sickness. If a player is over 6'8", he can put the ball on the floor.
But just because I make more
and
money,
kinda
I mean,
shoot,
that's a you
he
problem.
thinks
That's a-
he's,
that's
like,
a thing that
really
your
great.
agent needs to figure out.
I never
Maybe
said
he needs
Rui
to
was
be
great.
fired.
I'm just saying, I don't think Rui's gonna get the
You were up
opportunity.
here pitching us
I
on
think
4
you're-
years of Zach Riesachet
you're as good
last
as-
week.
You're as good as your agent.
This is not that conversation at all. Like we know
It's
who
an
Rui
extension of
Hachimura
the same
is.
damn conversation because it's the same damn
we
player archetype.
know what you bringing up Zachary Ricochet or even going to Nate Amit, that has nothing to do with Rui. Rui Hachimura is we've seen him be on a good playoff team. We've seen Rui be a starter, be a guy who can space the floor, be a guy who can get you 20 on any given night, runs the floor. You know, he's a solid basketball player.
He's a good athlete.
That's it. A good athlete too.
He can create his own shot, which is
Somewhat.
Sometimes he can put the ball on the floor. He can give you a little midi pull. You know, he can give you a little bit of bang bang. You know, post. He can give you a little bit of 1-on-1. He has a little bit of more dimensionality to his game than simply a catch and shoot guy in the corner. Right? That's value. But can you talk about connective passing, screen setting, defense, rebounding?
No
things
like Rui he's a limited player, but limited like it's a
don't get paid
Duncan Robinson is a limit, and I'm not comparing him to Duncan Robinson. I'm not saying he's Duncan Robinson. That was the first shooter that came to mind. So I ran to Duncan Robinson.
Is also 15 though.
Yes,
that's what he's making 15.
Okay, well,
this is my point. Like, even if I agree with everything you're saying, 20 million. I don't know what team is playing.
He's not better than Tobias. Tobias just got 16. He's not better than Tobias.
He should take it instantly. He's like, I'm not saying don't get your money. I just don't see a team being willing to pay Rui Hachimura 20 million. But if a team does that, get paid, Rui. I'm not hating on you.
Mars, is he better than Tobias Harris?
I'm going to concede too.
I'm going
to concede.
Tobias just got 16 on 2.
Okay, I'm gonna concede because you guys just mentioned some guys. You mentioned Robert Williams, you mentioned Mitchell Robinson, you mentioned Duncan Robinson as well.
Teams aren't making the same overpaying mistakes that they did. Like, we're not gonna see a Patrick Williams 18 million. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Teams aren't making those mistakes. It seems like they're not making those mistakes.
Speak for yourself.
As
26 million.
Yeah, it seems like they're not making those mistakes as often now. Now, players who are under those contracts before, that's why they're getting salary dumped because it's hard to move them. But now, like, whether we like it or not, these front offices have access to the spreadsheets. And Rui is not grading out as a $20 million player on any model. He just isn't because of the limitations he has as a player. Now, can he shoot the hell out of the ball? Yes. But that's literally it. And that's not going to make you 20 million. It's just not. Regardless of how
what's
well
a fair
he
value,
shoots
Mark?
For me,
but I think
if he makes 10 to 14, that wouldn't surprise me.
There we go. So Mamu money. There
But
we
I think that what we're doing is we're limiting him to just shooting the basketball, even though that's
All he
one.
does at a good level.
He limited
That's what
himself.
That's really kind of what he is too.
Have you seen
Really?
him?
I mean, I watched
Vision
it.
and
Yes,
pick and
that's
roll?
all he does at a good
The other
level,
stuff is
yes.
so
And
minor.
there's nothing
It's
wrong
so
with that 'cause
minor.
he's an elite shooter. Like there's not many shooters better than like
He's a damn good transition player
we
too.
clowned.
I think he's a,
No,
Yeah, but chill. He doesn't do it
But
enough for me to be a
Dion for what he said
transition
about
guy.
the mid range.
right.
He's amazing in the mid range. He's amazing from three. He
Sure.
knocks down his open threes at a ridiculous clip.
And maybe that's because
But that's the only thing he does at a high level.
Right,
is
and-
shoot threes. That's
and
it. Like
Mars, I think that's a fair assessment, Mars, because that's probably the system that he's in. If he was in a space where he played where it was
I
more
agree
wide
with this a
open,
little bit.
and if he was more wide open and it was faster and we can play more with him in transition, I think you see, because I watched him play a couple of years back with James in transition. He's great in finishing at the rim. Now you couple that in with being able to play in the mid range. You couple that in with a draw and kick guy who can knock down an open 20-footer. Now you know what? That 15 million looks a lot better. And the reason why it looks a lot better, off the strength that now you get to see him do these other things. If he's playing on a team with Luka, if he's playing on a team with Austin Reeves, where we only need you to do this. This is all we need you to do. Then yes, Mars, maybe that's only what his value is. But he does a whole bunch of other things that we haven't seen, not because he can't do them, but because this is what we need you to do here.
If you had the money to bring him back, I think it's valuable because it's possible that Luka, with the extended load that he's going to have to carry, will miss some time. And at that point, you're going to miss somebody who can at least put the ball on the floor for 2 dribbles and pull up, or hit the shot in the mid-range, or at least, give you 20 on a night, right? Maybe they're banking on guys like Quentin Grimes and Colin Sexton to do that for them, and they're just willing to move off of him. But right now, I think you need a defender. And I think with that remaining money, I desperately feel you need to find a center. Or maybe they're banking on Jaden Hardy to create some shots for them. I don't know.
In 2025, Rui was 32nd percentile in transition efficiency.
That's
This
terrible.
year he had
Joe.
this year he had a negative 2.1 true
Once
shooting
again,
in transition.
and we literally.
I refuse to
my
believe that
point.
that's just situation dependent.
I don't, because I've seen we've seen plenty of guys who couldn't score when they were here, and then we get them in different spaces, and now all of a sudden I'm a 17 game guy.
Transition. We're talking about transition.
That's
It's
a style
running
of
the
play.
floor.
Right? And
And
that's a
I think
style
like
of play.
Kawhi was like 91st
the
in
Lakers were
transition
one of the-
efficiency.
That's
And
a
he
style.
didn't play anywhere close to like in an offense that's designed for transition, right? So was it 91st percentile?
LeBron James was plus 8.5 efficiency in transition on the same Lakers team.
Hey, chill. So just to wrap this conversation up, let's say
Luka
every
was plus 2. And Luka's not good in transition. He's plus 2.
let's say every team had 14 million to throw at Rui. What team do you think would be the best fit for Rui right now?
Before they signed Tobias Harris, I love him in San Antonio. And in Boston.
Yo, I ain't even trying to be rude, but 38th percentile.
Orlando, I think Orlando could use Rui.
38th percentile EPM.
Portland's maybe. Portland's could use Rui.
Oof.
The Celtics, the
I like you,
not the
I can do
the Wolves too.
Celtics, the Pacers.
Houston
Celtics,
could
Pacers.
use Rui.
I don't like him in Houston because we don't have a ball. Well, Fred.
Can I interest you?
You
in
guys
a
need
couple-
guys who can make open threes. Rui can do that at an elite clip.
I hate
100%.
to,
You guys
Okay.
stretch the defense. Kevin Durant's the only guy that can shoot off the dribble or catch and shoot. That's it.
Well,
Nobody
Reed is
else
meant
can
to do that, but yeah.
Joe, here's a really
Yeah,
random
exactly.
list of players. And again, I'm only bringing this up because we've been talking about analytics all week. Here's a random list of players who had a higher EPM than Rui Hachimura last year. Chris Murray, Chris Youngblood, Tristan Vucevic,
No way.
Ariel
Chris Murray.
Huckporty,
Oh my God.
Tristan and Aruna. My God. Precious Achua, Christian Brown.
If you're naming
you
guys
gotta
who played 4 games,
Yeah, I was
then,
about to say you got to
yeah.
filter some of that out, Pin, because
Chris Dunn,
we
my
gotta
God.
at least be
Hold
looking at
on.
guys who
Chris
played, like,
Chris Dunn,
40
82 games, higher EPM.
There you go.
Precious
There you
Achua,
go.
73 games, higher EPM. Ariel Huckporty, 55 games, a lot of garbage time. Tristan Vucevic. I'm sorry, a lot of these guys played almost half the season. Chris Youngblood played 30.
Penn, if these are respectfully, if these are the names that you're mentioning, then this is once again.
I mean, the
I'm
first name
telling
said
you,
was
the
Chris Murray, and on my
analytics hate
soul,
the
Rui better
guy.
than
The
Chris Murray.
analytics get guys paid.
Oh, okay, but
Rui
you're
better
saying
than Chris
you're
Murray.
saying EPM. No, if he has a high, if you're saying that these are the only guys that have a higher EPM, then it's
He
just
has a
not.
higher
It's
no.
it-
That's not the only guys. Those are just a random list of guys.
Yeah, but I'm saying though,
Obviously,
like if these are the list of guys that you're putting my name with, then I'm not really.
I mean, shout outs to him. He had a higher EPM than Bryce Sensabaugh and Derek.
I mean, yeah, per EPM, he was 330th in the league this year.
And you want to pay him $20 million.
Yeah, but
I'm not
once
paying him
again,
$20
I
million
don't think that's
just
the
to be
be all end all, but I do think it's like I don't agree with Chill on the transition thing, but other than Kyle Anderson, I don't know anyone who Chill thinks is a bad transition player. So I kind of just it is what it is at this point. Like everyone's good in transition.
That's not true.
Chill thinks everyone can be good in
That's
transition.
not true.
Chill look at it from a size standpoint. I think he looks
like,
at
if
it.
you can run fast in a straight
highlight
line and you're
standpoint.
6'8", you're probably good in transition.
Yeah.
So like, it is what
That's
it
how
is.
Chill look at it from.
Ruby,
But he
in
don't
my
get out
opinion,
and
has bad
transition
touch
enough.
around the rim. He has bad touch around the rim. He has bad footwork. He's one of the dumbest players in the NBA, respectfully. Like, I don't even know how, like his decision making is egregious. But he shoots the ball really well, and he's also one of the worst off-ball defenders in the league. Like, so
Which we can
no team is paying that 20 million. So like, cool for all of the things he does well, which is shoot the ball. If Rui shoots a jump shot, you like your chances of that jump shot going in. But everything else, the decision making, the passing, the ability to process a defense, can he make the swing read consistently? No. All of these things are no. Is he a good off-ball defender? No. But is he a person you trust to take a matchup on guard one-on-one against the best players? Also, no. So what do you do with him on defense? You put him on second-rate players and ask him to guard the ball, but then when he's away from the ball, he's not going to provide much. Is he a good rebounder? No. Is he good around the rim? No. Like, so, like, when a team is going down the list of players who we want to pay 20 million, elite shooter, bad at everything else, or maybe solid at some things and bad at everything else, is not on their list of 20 million players. But is Rui a commendable player in the right situation where he can provide value? Yes, it's just going to be value for 10 to 14 million because he only does one thing at an elite level, which is what Duncan Robinson does. Duncan Robinson does one thing at an elite level and even has some other complementary skills. He's a better off-ball mover than Rui is. He's more dynamic in terms of getting downhill, in terms of playing the pick and roll. He's more dynamic in those things than Rui is. And he's still only making 15 million. Mitchell Robinson, one of the best offensive rebounders we've ever seen, while being one of the better rim protectors and a pick and roll defender in the league. The issues with him are the durability, the free throw shooting, and the overall offensive polish. He's making what, 16 million. Robert Williams, one of the best roamers in the league, one of the better rim protectors, one of the better offensive rebounders and defensive rebounders. The issue with him is he can't stay healthy. So you know what? He gets 14 million. Like any player with like glaring flaws, whether that be durability or holes in their game, they get 10 to 14, 15, 16 million. Rui is no different. Like, this isn't even hate on Rui. It's just saying 10 to 14 million. Like, what's wrong with that?
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Drago, what's good, my man? It's Hall of Fame Fridays, which means if you are a Hall of Fame member, you have the opportunity to come up on the panel, get off whatever take you want to get off, talk to whoever you want to talk to, or just give us a take. What's good, Drago? You got the floor.
Yeah, I just wanted to quick, before I say what I want to say, I just wanted to wrap up this Lakers conversation. You asked about the timeline. The timeline is that in August 2028 is when Luka could extend on his contract. He can sign what's called the super, like a version of the Supermax, 5 years, 400 million. The problem is 2 months before that, he has a player option for the 28-29 season. So the Lakers have no way, they can't extend him before he has a chance to leave. So my guess would be that this year is the timeline. After this year, they have to know whether Luka is staying or not. Because if he's not staying, they have to trade him because they're fucked if they don't. And if they know he's staying, then they can keep building the roster. But the timeline is this year, and then they have to make a decision kind of. Do we think he's staying? Then we can keep going. If we don't think he's staying, then we probably have to trade him and work with him because he only has 1 year left on his deal.
So are you sort of saying, without saying, that we went from Le GM to Le Doncic?
I mean, he's also been talked to, like the reporting have been that they consulted with him about getting Walker Kessler. Like he said, he wanted a center. So I think, yes, he's obviously in it. I also just think that if we're being realistic, when we talked about this team, it's not that good of a team. And Luka is like the level of player that we would see one out when a team is kind of stuck in their tracks, can't get anywhere. So he is definitely one of the flight risks. The big caveat is they have been gearing up for 2027 free agency, but I do think they have taken a lot of their cap space away from that by signing Walker Kessler and Austin Reeves. So after this year, after this season, that's when the timeline is. Like it's 1 year, and then they have to say, do we think Luka is staying or not?
But this is the
But that's-
valuable thing about signing players, like role players that other teams actually value, even analytically, is you can possibly dump them for cap space, right? Maybe you attach a couple seconds, but when you overpay a Rui Hachimura 20 and other GMs are like, that's more like a $10 million player, now you have to attach first to get off of it. So this is the other thing. You got to see how the rest of your competitors are thinking to show.
But to get back, I had a take. I wanted to just talk about this free agent situation have been absolutely crazy. This is probably the second wildest free agency after 2016. So
Wilder than 16.
no,
Because
16
of the
was
trades.
but like the 16 had all the crazy contracts where everyone got paid like way overpaid because of the cap spike.
Allen
KD
Crabbe.
went to the Warriors and so on. That was crazy. But what I will say is like it's so crazy to me that even me, who's probably one of the lower people on Jaylen Brown, still don't understand this. Like, still don't think this is a good trade for the Celtics. It's like it seems to only have been NBA GMs and front offices that value him this low. I looked at the Vegas odds and they improved significantly for Philly and decreased for Boston right after the trade. So it's like everyone outside of like NBA front, because we also have to assume that Boston took the best offer. Like they wanted to trade him. This is probably the best that was out there. That didn't just take the worst offer to spike.
Vegas odds didn't move that much after the trade. They moved significantly after people put a whole bunch of bets on the Philadelphia 76ers to win the championship that they started to move.
That might have been maybe. I
checked.
But that's sometimes how the lines do move. They move through.
No, that's fair. But I mean, like the second that Kawhi went to Toronto went from like the 19th or 18th, 22nd team to the 5th team. That's a shift.
You guys were 20 seconds?
In championship odds, yes, because nobody thought
This
Scottie.
Toronto?
No, the last Toronto.
Not this one.
Brandon
Before they got
Ingram's Toronto Raptors were I think 22nd or 21st in championship odds, and I want to say
Crazy
2.5
low.
minutes after the trade, it was 5th. That's
20
shift.
seconds is still ridiculously low though.
It was 20 to 22nd. It was around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But back to my point is that it seems like everyone is just super low on this trade. And it's going to be a very fun test also for like what everyone thinks of Jaylen Brown. Like if the Celtics just keeps going on and they're also really good in the playoffs, which I probably don't think they will be. But if they are, it's like, okay, where are the analytics right on Jaylen Brown? If Philly is playing like way above their heads, are they like, then we can go like the analytics was really wrong.
What's way above their heads in Philly? Like if they end up
if
with
they
the
make
number one
if
seed,
they like if they make, I want to say make the conference finals, or like we can also see how if they play amazing, make the second round, and then Embiid gets hurt, then okay, that doesn't change anything. But like if we can just see, okay, this really works.
would it blow your mind if Philly was the number one seed and it was April the 12th? They're the number one seed going into the
It'd blow my mind.
Would that blow
Because
your
that would mean Joel Embiid was relatively healthy.
Yeah, I also want to.
I think even without Joel though, like so let's just take Joel out. This team is, and I know it's going to be a different style of ball. Joe Mazzulla plays a completely different brand of basketball than Nick Nurse. Even without Joel, this team is better than what Jaylen Brown had last year.
Not in the regular season.
No,
Yeah, I'm just talking about the talent of the team. I don't know what the play style is going to be.
That's what I said to you. Yeah, that's what I said to
Jaylen
you.
Brown obviously cancels each other out. That team, Derek White is no Tyrese Maxey. Peyton Pritchard is no Tyrese Maxey. VJ is VJ. Like this team is
I've
more
given my
talented.
opinion on forming regular season wins, and the Sixers.
No, and that's true. I'm not even talking about win wise. I never said they would win more games than that.
We're talking about seeding, one seed.
Okay.
That's why.
I also want to caution.
I think they probably are more talented. Not probably, they are more talented. But talent doesn't win regular season games at the rate that analytics do, whether we like it or not.
I also want to just caution one thing: is you can't compare this last season's wins totals to this upcoming season, because the lottery reform is going to make so people don't tank. Whereas last year we had 10 teams tanking. So there was just people were just farming wins lately. Like Atlanta, we saw Atlanta did not give a shit about their wins. Like in planning their team, they're not like, oh, we're this amazing team that went on a 24 out of 25 game winning streak or whatever. Charlotte, they didn't care about their late season surge in building their team because they probably saw, okay, these were bullshit games. So I do think that's a very important point, that we can't just compare win totals from these two seasons because it's vastly different.
There's a quote that pertains very well to what we're talking about here from an Eastern Conference scout. He said, "The league is overrun with strategy. Honestly, I'm not sure how many people who work in the league are actually watching the games." A Western Conference executive expressed concern about where the trend leads. Quote, "We're going to turn into baseball if we're not careful, where you have every defender between second base and right field and no one can hit, and it becomes boring."
Yeah, and even to that point that Drago made, I don't believe that Jaylen Brown's value is that low. I find it hard to believe.
Value is what people are willing to pay for it. His value was that low. His skill level is not that low. His talent is not that low. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Opin. And once again, this is me. It could be that low.
But you would be the GM that would pay what Brad Stevens was asking for Jaylen Brown, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, the same way I say when players get overpaid in their contracts, you're worth what someone's willing to pay for you. At the end of the day, like I said, if Rui makes 20 million from a team, go get your money. Rui's worth 20 million to that team. They paid him that money. It's the same thing in trades. You are worth what someone is willing to trade for you. Or the team that is trading you decides that actually that's not enough. I don't feel compensated and I don't trade you. Those are the options. At the end of the day, Jaylen Brown, if this is the best offer Boston got, that was what Jaylen Brown was worth on the trade market. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with Jaylen Brown's, this isn't
would
even
anyone up here have paid Brad Stevens' asking price of VJ Edgecombe plus Paul George? Would anyone up here have said yes to that?
I wouldn't have traded.
I'm not trading VJ.
I'm not either. Ron, would you trade VJ?
If I had to choose between VJ and Jaylen Brown, yes.
So you would be the one person who would make that trade.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown is a superstar level player, a first team All NBA caliber player. Yes, I'm trying to piece him with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid to not only to extend Joel Embiid's lifeline, but to make us to give us one of the better trios. Exactly. Now, ironically, they didn't have to do that. So because they
didn't view Jaylen Brown's value the same way you do. Which is cool. Fine, but that doesn't mean you're wrong and they're right. It just means that undeniably the league values Jaylen Brown differently to you. So
for sure.
I would have traded the first overall pick to get Scotty Barnes. Nobody else would have done that. I have to acknowledge that I'm a little bit crazy.
Here's the thing, too, though. What I'm saying is, and I could be a bit delusional. I probably am a bit delusional when I say this. I still fail to believe that that's the best offer that they got. No. I don't believe.
Would Boston not take the best offer?
I don't know. I'm not going into all of that. All I'm saying is there's no way that you were telling me that Jaylen Brown is worth only Paul George, a pick swap, and another pick.
Well, the Blazers pulled out, right? Because they just didn't view Jaylen Brown as worth what Boston were asking for. That was the Blazers.
Blazers.
They viewed him as negative.
Whether you like it or not, analytics are playing a bigger part in decisions than ever before.
That's a fact.
And they have played a big part for like the last 15 years. DeMar was traded because of analytics. Twice.
The data matters more in this era than it's ever mattered.
It's more popular. It's more widespread. It's way more advanced. It's more voluminous. The number of numbers that people are looking at is insane.
In 1995, we don't know.
But tracking data didn't even exist until 12 years ago. So we got to remember,
we don't know this.
Play-by-play didn't exist until 97. And it didn't become like solid until like 01. So like we're really in the last quarter century is when analytics even like started.
I hate to say it, Mars, but it's working. The Warriors were a very analytically driven organization. So
the Raptors in 2019.
So were the Toronto Raptors. So were the Thunder. So were the Celtics. They all have championships. Okay, so to me, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not about to blame analytics for the Splash Bros being the Splash Bros and Draymond being an absolute monster on the defensive end.
You saw the vision of a 6'6" center. You saw that vision.
If the Splash Bros
analytics aren't small ball.
They would be
analytics absolutely influence small ball. Positional versatility, defensive
versatility. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not saying it doesn't. Like I'm not saying it didn't tip the scale or that it doesn't influence it. But analytics don't make Draymond Green who Draymond Green is. Analytics isn't the reason why Draymond Green can guard 1 through 5.
But I agree. But it enhances the value of his skill set.
Do you
Draymond Green is Draymond Green, regardless of the area in which he exists. He still moves his feet like that. He still has the IQ he has. He still has passing ability. Draymond Green is Draymond Green. but the value of Draymond Green is enhanced in the era with analytics. The same way the value of like, what do we say about like guys like Jahlil Okafor? They played in the wrong time, not because of analytics, but because the game went away from the post game, right? And guys like I don't even necessarily agree with the sentiment, but the argument is the game went away from guys like Jahlil Okafor. That same sentiment, which we can, let's just say, granted for this conversation, then applies to players who also their skill set benefited from the analytics boom. Doesn't mean that he's a different player. It means that his skill set became more valuable because of the way people viewed the game in front offices through analytics. How can we use this guy? What does his skill set provide? It's the same. It's the exact same argument. Sometimes it hurts players. Sometimes it helps players. Like Draymond Green was a benefactor of analytics. It doesn't mean his skill set wasn't already really good. He had that skill set that could benefit from analytics, but it still benefits.
Two players specifically in NBA history that would have benefited a lot in terms of money from analytics: Andre Kirilenko and Danielle Marshall. One player who would have absolutely been tanked by analytics.
Kirilenko would be worth like 40-45 million.
Exactly. And he wasn't paid like that. And ironically, both guys started out in Utah, right? The other guy that would probably be tanked by analytics, Jerry Stackhouse. That's a great example of a guy who made a lot of money, but I promise you, if analytics were popular. Antoine Walker is another one. Oh my goodness. Sharif Abdul-Rahim, that's another one. Eddie Curry, that's another one. There's a lot of guys that put up the hash marks, but the impact was never there. And I can go retroactively and look back at a lot of their games, a lot of their numbers, do the hand tracking and say, oh shit, that guy really wasn't a great defender, but he made all defense like 4 times.
If I can add something, I had Jeremiah Engelman, who's like an analytics guy, broke down kind of why analytics undervalue or low on Jaylen Brown. And there's like 3 things on offense and defense. There's 3 things on each side, on both sides you can do. You can either make your shot or your teammate's shot more efficient. You can make sure your team don't turn the ball over, like limit turnovers, and you can get us extra shots, like in
offensive rebounds.
Yeah, offensive
rebounds, steals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on defense, it's the other way. You can make sure they turn the ball over by getting steals, speed them up, so on. You can defensive rebound, prevent extra possession, and you can make their shots less efficient. What it is with Jaylen Brown is the only positive he is is the true shooting of himself. Because he's so high volume, he does help that a little bit, and then he's limit the team's turnovers a little bit. So these 2 things are the things he's kind of impacting a little bit, and also being so high volume and being so high true shooting, that does help a lot more than it's not just a third of the offense. It is a big part. The problem is his teammates' true shooting percentage doesn't really go up when they play with him. So there's not this playmaking that we usually associate with high-level scorers.
Why do you think that is? Because he doesn't read the floor well enough, not an advanced enough passer, doesn't shift the defense enough, doesn't bend the defense because of a lack of pull-up three-point shooting. Is it all of it?
I think that could be a lot of the points, but I think it is a helpful way to think about basketball. There's really 3 things on both sides you can do. You can either turn the ball over, get a rebound, or score, or help your teammates score more efficiently. So like these areas you need to impact. And he also do have some, like he does a little bit of impacting the other teams' true shooting because of his man defense, obviously. It's just not in the data because he doesn't really do it in the regular season. And so that's probably
it doesn't take a lot of analytics to realize, like,
deflections are good, right?
If I ask Chill, you got 2 scorers. One turns the ball over 4 times, one turns the ball over twice. Which one would you rather have?
I need context. I need context. I need context.
On the surface, I know where Miles is going.
Like the point is, like, it doesn't take. We don't need a spreadsheet to realize that if 2 players take a burden of creation loads on their roster, but one turns the ball over twice as much, you don't need a spreadsheet to tell you that that's not helping to the same degree as the guy who turns it over half as much. Like, you don't need a spreadsheet to tell you that. We can see that. We can watch Jaylen Brown play and see that the big difference between him and a guy like Jalen Brunson as scorers is that one turns the ball over a lot more than the other. Like, we can watch them play and see, oh, this guy doesn't turn the ball over, this guy does. But Jalen Brown, we can see.
But Cade is also turnover prone. But I think Analytics FC like Cade, and I think Cade would go for like 5 first-round picks right now.
One creates high-quality shots for his teammates. One doesn't. We don't need spreadsheets.
And Cade's also a better defender.
He's not the playmaker that Cade Cunningham is, right? Like, we can watch the game. I want to make sure I'm talking to Ron, because Ron is the highest on Jaylen Brown here. Ron, you can see that Cade is a better playmaker than Jaylen Brown, right?
Way better.
Yeah, but Morris, the point you're making is kind of the point I was making in general when I was saying you don't kind of need analytics to know that a player is good.
You can watch the games and see. You can watch the games, and this is why the eye test versus analytics thing is funny to me, because my opinion of Jaylen Brown, like the analytics tend to be on my side when it comes to Jaylen Brown, but it's like you can just watch the games and see why analytics wouldn't be as friendly to a guy like Jaylen Brown in comparison to other guys who are score first. Like, I guess the closest approximation to Jaylen Brown in terms of play style, limited playmaking, like the closest approximation would be a guy like Kawhi.
DeMar DeRozan.
Kawhi just doesn't turn the ball over at all.
I disagree
at
completely.
all. He also forces, I'm talking about shot profile, heavy mid-range diet, doesn't get to the rim a whole lot, self-creators without high-level playmaking.
Plays very much with
better
it.
than
Plays very
Jaylen
much
Brown, but
within himself.
Jaylen Brown and Kawhi are probably the closest star approximations you can make. Because like he's not a primary ball handler like Shea or Jalen Brunson. He's not a playmaker like Cade. So like the closest I think you're gonna get is Kawhi. But Kawhi doesn't turn the ball over. He's a more accurate jump shooter, and he forces more turnovers. Like it's not hard to understand how like you end up getting this
He's
big
a way better rebounder.
he's a better rebounder too. So like once you start adding up all of these marginal advantages or like bigger advantages on the margins, like okay, you can see why analytics would say Kawhi this year was top 5, top 6, and why they would say Jaylen Brown is wherever he was, even though stylistically they do similar things for their teams. But Kawhi just adds so much extra value in not turning the ball over, in being way more efficient. Like you can see that it's like Kawhi just doesn't miss. Jaylen Brown misses, whether we like it or not. He does miss, like, and that's fine because he's still a high volume scorer. But like, you don't need analytics to tell you Jaylen Brown's not as good as these people, in my opinion. Like you can just watch the games and see.
Absolutely. And like I think if you really want to get down to it, you could take 100 different things that you could potentially do on a basketball court, and we can go through them one by one and say, is this good or bad? If I get deflections, is that good or bad? Sure, it's good to get a deflection, but why is it good to get a deflection? Why is it good to be active in the passing lanes? Well, one way is if I'm active in the passing lanes, or if I'm one of those guys who has like, very active hands, long arms, eagle, what we used to talk about, like Casey Wallace or Kawhi Leonard or, Kyle Anderson or any of these guys, right? I'm changing your passes. I'm changing your pass accuracy and pass profile. I'm also delaying your pass because you're having to lob it a little bit more to get it away from me. I'm also delaying the offense because you have to wait a couple of seconds to throw the ball because I'm in the way. Now, what am I doing? I'm pushing you further and further into the shot clock. Shots towards the end of the clock are way less efficient than shots in the beginning of the clock. And so even a player's physicality influences analytics. A player who is able to break free from a top block within 4 seconds versus the player who delays, slow plays it, Brandon Ingram, 12 seconds, is changing my entire shot profile of my team, because if I fuck this up somehow, or if he gets trapped, now he's throwing a grenade. Whereas Kawhi still has 14 seconds left.
Right.
These are the small approximations of basketball, and I swear, like
Kawhi. If I can I just finish real quickly on Kawhi, and then I'll let you go. Kawhi very positively affect his team's true shooting and the other team's turnovers, which is a big part of it. That Jaylen Brown just doesn't do that. That's just is very small positive, where Kawhi is a huge positive. It's almost like he's evolved Jaylen Brown.
this is the gap.
And I'll let
massive.
you go now. I just wanted to mention
If you got a guy, to answer your
I
question,
don't think
Mark,
it's that big.
ended up freezing up. Mark, Kawhi Leonard played 65 games this year. Of them 65 games, 38 of them, he had 2 turnovers or less. That's almost every other game. I'm almost not turning the ball over. And I don't care how much we talk about offense and where the action is. Kawhi Leonard is very much one of those players who plays within himself. The stuff he knows how to do, I do that. I don't do anything extra, but I'm so much better than everybody else at those things, which is
Jaylen Brown had 22.
What did our teachers say when we were growing up?
22.
KISS. Keep it stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Right? Keep it simple,
almost
stupid.
half the season. Where that's almost half the season. Where
If Jaylen Brown had Kawhi's handle, he could be a top 10 player in the league.
But also
Like,
too,
that-
can we
that would help.
also factor in context too?
What context?
Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard did play a good amount of minutes, but Peyton Pritchard came off the bench. Jaylen Brown had Derek White, Peyton Pritchard that came off the bench.
The best player on his team, the second best player on his team. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm talking about ball. I'm talking about ball handlers. So Jaylen Brown was the primary ball handler for the most part for his team.
Peyton Pritchard is a better
Can't-
ball handler than
That's
Jaylen
not
Brown.
no,
I was
you
being
know,
very
and
I-
Derek White were primary ball handlers. That's not true. Whether
creators.
you wanna add
he was
to
a
the-
secondary ball handler.
creators.
primary ball handlers was Peyton Pritchard and Derek White. They
Okay,
had the
so-
ball in their hands more than Jaylen
This
Brown.
is where it
All
helps
right,
to watch
so
the
That's
game.
not even
So-
opinion. That's just fact.
All right, so can you guys let me finish my statement? So regardless, whether it's primary or secondary, whatever. Jaylen, when it's time to make a play or get a bucket, Jaylen Brown is for the most part he's that guy. But even if you want to say he's the secondary ball handler, cool. I have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White next to me.
Yes.
All things
For
equal,
a
the
majority, can
primary
you
ball
let me finish my statement? You don't even know what I'm about to say. God damn.
Carry on.
For a majority of the season, Kawhi Leonard had James Harden. I'm not a system. I am the system. So I'm playing alongside James Harden, who, for the most part, James Harden is trusted to run the offense and be the ecosystem.
Kawhi was better after James Harden got traded.
I
knew what you were about
understand
to
that,
say.
obviously. What I'm trying to say is I don't have to control the ball as much when I have James Harden next to me, who is James Harden put Donovan Mitchell in a corner. So he put Kawhi Leonard in a corner too. Like James Harden creates
Jaylen Brown
for
played
you.
with James Harden, Jaylen Brown would have the ball in his hands less. You're correct.
And that's the only point I was making. Like when you're playing with James Harden, yes, you're gonna. And even with or without James Harden, Kawhi Leonard still is less turnover prone than Jaylen Brown. Yes, I get that. But he also had the benefit of playing next to James Harden for a majority of the season. Around what, 40, 50 games, 50 games.
I agree. I think
28
that is a benefit.
points
I do
in
think that is a
32
benefit.
minutes. He was efficient as hell.
We know that we know this.
Kawhi is
Ken.
still better
We
than
know
Jaylen
that.
Brown.
All I'm saying is he had
Jaylen Brown
James
would have
Harden.
the ball less with James Harden, which means he might turn the ball over less. But I also do think it's relevant. Time of possession, Jaylen Brown was third on the Celtics. That's what he ranks. He ranked third in the Celtics. He was first on the Celtics in turnovers. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard had the ball more than him and turned the ball over about half as much. Like they were like maybe two of the best in the league relative to how much they had the ball in terms of turnovers. Now, I do think part of that is based on the coverages they see very different, which is why I agree. But Boston were number one in turnovers, which means they turned the ball over the least in the league. And Jaylen Brown was averaging 3.5. And he had the ball the third most on his team. Like he is just turnover prone. And like the handle jokes, he can't go left, There's still truth to the fact that he's a weak ball handler. Like whether we want to,
and he has improved, by the way. And he actually has improved.
He's gotten a lot better.
He's gone from bad to mid.
Still of the upper tier players that we're talking about, he is still the worst. Him and Kevin Durant actually are the two worst star level players in the league at ball handling, and I think that's undeniable.
Kawhi is a good ball handler, and that's where I reject your, this is the closest proximity or whatever. Maybe shot profile is similar. Kawhi is a really good ball handler. Just because he don't sauce it up, there's a reason why he can deal with double teams, score in a phone booth, and not turn it over, because he is very tight with his handle, and he's very efficient with his movements. And I don't understand why being efficient gets penalized as being untalented. I could do anything I want to do in 3 dribbles. You need to take 12 dribbles. I'm sorry, you suck.
Oh, you're just not as efficient as I am. But I know we got to move on because Ron will have us here all damn day.
All right, Christos Karasoulis, and chill. If you got to bounce, you could feel free to bounce. Christos Karasoulis sent through $9.99 and said, Tatum backdoored Brown. I get traded and have a smear campaign right now against me, and the face and best player is radio silent about me. That's weird. There's always been tension. Now it's smoking up.
We found Jaylen Brown's burner.
Shout out Christos. Shout out Chris.
I do
think
he's going to think this.
I do think it's weird though that JT didn't say. I don't think it's weird. I mean, it just kind of shows maybe how he feels. No, I'm saying no. If you do feel that way, then you feel that way. Like I can't.
What do you want him to say though?
He could have came out and said, "I don't want Jaylen Brown traded." He could have came out and said, "I love."
I think it's more about the smear campaign. Actually, I think he could have said like, "No, this is not true. Don't go into everyone thinking he's the smartest person." I love being around him.
He could have said anything. And this isn't the smear campaign didn't just start yesterday. That's been going on all season.
Bro,
he could have.
Response to this proves that it is true.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. Pin, no response. That's what we're saying. No response is a response. So him saying that.
Jaylen Brown's response to this, oh, it's not a high bar. That's exactly what an arrogant person would say in that situation.
Okay, so
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
but we're talking about Jason Tatum right now. Jason Tatum not saying anything about what has been said about Jaylen Brown. It also shows that it's true about how he feels potentially. You know, I can't obviously, guys. I'm
Or
speculating.
he read the 48 laws
I don't.
of power and he understands who's running his team. Ron,
You're the star of the team. You're the best player of the team. So that also factors into things as well.
Yeah, it is a little weird. Like LeBron, KD, so could probably have gone out and said things about like without caring about
very few stars in the league throughout history have had actual power. Very few. You think Jason Tatum has actual power? Who knows? I don't know. LeBron had actual power. Michael had actual power. Michael can literally give his owner the thumbs up, his GM the middle finger, make fun of him every single day, and still stay on the team. Jason Tatum cannot do that. You have to be a certain level of star to.
They're not about to trade Jason Tatum, man.
I'm telling you that Jason Tatum probably understands that. You know, my organization's not about to listen to me.
So are they going to trade? Are they going to trade both of them? And here's also the thing too, though. Here's also my thing. And once again, if Jason Tatum doesn't feel this way about Jaylen Brown, don't come out and say something you don't feel. And also, too, like, obviously he has the right not to say anything. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. All I'm saying is, okay, so Penn, you're saying he doesn't have no power. So what are they going to do? Trade both of us?
I didn't say he has no power. I'm just saying he doesn't have the power to influence the people above him thinking differently about Jaylen Brown.
And he might not, though. He could have went out and just said, man, hey, Jaylen Brown, I love the time we spent together. Hey, Jaylen Brown, my dog, best of luck over there. Hey, Jaylen Brown, it's been a hell of a last 8 years.
Also,
I love Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was my favorite teammate ever. Whatever the case is, he could have came out and said anything.
Ron, you're a big Giannis fan. You are a big Giannis fan. They were trying to trade him for Giannis, right? That was the original thing. They're trying to trade him for Giannis. You think Jason Tatum's like, nah, bro, I don't want to play with Giannis.
It's funny. It's funny. Okay, but it's funny that you brought up Giannis. Giannis got mad and we know these are facts. Giannis got mad when they traded Drew Holiday. Giannis got mad when they traded Chris Middleton. Giannis got mad when they traded Damian Lillard. Giannis has actually been one of those guys that's been vocal about his guys
and Giannis
leaving.
Is Milwaukee. They would.
As of right now, Jason Tatum is Boston. Okay. As of right now, Jason Tatum's Boston.
You know why all of us said that we wouldn't trade VJ and you said that you would? Because most of us realized that Jaylen Brown is not a superstar. When you are an actual superstar like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, LeBron in his prime, you could throw your weight around a little bit and piss some people off. Kobe pissed a lot of people off in the Lakers front office. He told them to fuck off. Look, you can do that when you're that. You can't do that when you're this.
Y'all claim Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in the NBA. Some people think he's better than Luka Doncic and other names. SGA. We've heard these things. You guys say that he's one of the best players in the East. No, what I'm trying to say is
he's not LeBron.
I'm definitively telling you what he is to Boston. He is a top 5 player in the league, a guy who Boston values heavily. All I'm saying is, hey, JT, you could have stood up for your boy, or you could have just threw him a little bit of love. And once again, if he doesn't feel the love, all right, it's nothing wrong with that. And it's nothing wrong with him not saying anything. I'm saying this because obviously I'm a Jaylen Brown guy, but if you don't like him, then you don't like him. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just think that maybe the true colors are being shown. Maybe Brad Stevens, Jason Tatum, and everybody else in Boston didn't really rock with JB like that. And if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Bro, JT loved Drew Holiday. He got traded. What are you gonna do? Your ownership group is not paying you $500 million to spare your feelings.
It's nothing you can do. But once again, it's just kind of showing true colors. But all right, Jason Grills sent through $10 and said, "Who's the hardest non-superstar player to stop in flow state?"
Does Kyrie count as a superstar?
Yes. Yeah, in this scenario, yeah, because he's the easy answer to go to.
2025 playoff, Scotty Barnes.
Yes, that's a good answer. Non-superstar.
I'll probably say Tyrese Maxey if you consider, depending on how you consider him. I'll say Tyrese Maxey.
I mean, Lou Will in those Clippers seasons, for how much I've hated on it, he was still like, when he got on, Lou Will was like impossible to stop.
Was Vinnie Johnson a
Nah, not superstar, no.
Okay, well, that's a good answer.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking all time. I was just thinking more so just current.
Current NBA.
Clay is
Yeah.
a superstar.
Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard.
Payne
Peyton Pritchard, good answer.
Is Clay a superstar? I don't even know. People probably call him a star.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be considered a superstar. So
Yeah, also Drago, I gotta reject your Scotty Barnes answer because he said non-superstars.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. We just wanted the love in there, you know.
Yeah.
Carm07 said, saw yesterday's episode. Chill stand 10 toes down. The Wiz are making the playoffs next year. 20 plus wins off the fact that Bub isn't going to play, plus development. Then Trey, 80 hopefully, and AJ. Bub and Bilal suck though.
Bro.
He is like Mars is right that people just forget that. Yeah, they have AD, Trey, and AJ, but like they suck. Like all the other guys.
I like Keyshawn a lot. I think Keyshawn's gonna help them.
But still, like so many of those guys are terrible.
But also too, though, one thing that I don't think a lot of people factor in is once again, yeah, and that's
Trey Johnson's talented.
Your coach also sucks. That's another thing.
When you play with better players, though, when you get a little more organized, when you get a little more structure, it makes it a little now guys' roles come down a little bit. Bub doesn't have to average 20 and have that much usage. It's gonna make him more effective in what he does. So it is like players are gonna develop, and on top of that, they're gonna have a smaller role that they can impact winning more on.
Facts.
Bob Solo sent through $9.99 and said, Mars, small ball can't work. Knicks at the time because we had Precious and it worked for 4 minutes. Knicks didn't have the bench and health players to run small ball longer than 4 minutes at the time. Go New York, go. Take Cowboy Bob's word for it. He knows the Knicks more than you know the Knicks. All right. Mike cut his hair because of Onyx. Said maybe the front office thinks Jaylen Brown just isn't that good and worth the contract. Maybe they think George is the better fit. All this private equity and conspiracy talk is so odd. I think front office just believes analytics.
Is that a conspiracy? I mean, obviously they believe in analytics. Look at how they play.
Yeah.
I probably is more on that this was a basketball decision more than he just offended the wrong people.
I mean, like offending the wrong people when you also don't fit the basketball criteria is what I was talking about yesterday. It's like you have to check certain amount of boxes, right? Like you can be a little difficult to deal with. You can be a little analytics unfriendly. You can be a little bit overpaid. You can't be all three.
No, that's right.
SF 49ers 24. Fourth best team in the division too, by the way. But thank you, SF 49ers. SF 49ers said Lakers fans are crazy. They want the GOAT to take a pay cut, but also want him to carry the team when AR and Luka gets hurt. That's kind of true.
And that LeBron to Cleveland news is going to hit like crack.
LeBron to Philly news is going to hit even harder than that. It's going to hit like Fed.
Shout out to go play with Joel Embiid.
Why not? Play with the best teammate he's ever played with? Why not?
Okay.
Spanish Jose TV sent through a super sticker. Appreciate you, Spanish Jose. The next super chat I got is from Tupac Westside. Tupac sent through $5 and said, also, you think LA should go after Jonathan Kuminga? He's good, but a questionable defender at best. They should use that veteran minimum for a defensive wing, in my opinion.
I mean, they can use many veteran minimums. They can do. They don't have to just use one. So they can get him and whatever defensive wings will sign for it.
You think Jonathan Kuminga is going to take the vet minimum?
Shit, might be.
Yeah, probably not, but I don't know. He's kind of in a weird situation right now.
The Hawks still have some cap space. They can bring him back. I think they're letting him explore the market. They obviously traded him for a reason. So traded for him for a reason. So if they still believe in him a little bit, he can get 10 million, 12 million from the Hawks.
Speaking of teams trying to get someone back, is Jalen Duren getting like under 25, like under 29 million or something?
I don't think so.
Like there's no leverage right now for the Pistons to play.
Why can't he leverage Sacramento?
Are they really going to give him an offer sheet?
Why not? What do they have? I mean, they're about to waive DeMar DeRozan, buy him out. I mean,
That would
they
mean they
can't
have
they
to get
can't make it work because they don't have the cap space. So they can do it. They can do it as a sign and trade. But then to do it as a sign and trade, you have to engage the Detroit Pistons to actually take back what you want. And the Pistons are apparently holding them by the fire, saying they want multiple first-round picks to make the swap.
Have they just not? I think they've said we're not signing and trading him. So either it's an offer sheet, or he has to sign with us, or he takes the qualifying.
If he takes the offer sheet, there's no offer sheet. So he's screwed. Honestly, this is going to turn really messy at this point because
maybe he takes the qualifying offer. That would be the first in forever.
Dude, do you remember the original offer that Jonathan Kuminga rejected from the Warriors?
Yeah, that was like $100 million or something.
It was over $100 million, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it was over $100 million. So sometimes you bet on yourself and it works. Shout outs to Fred VanVleet. Shout outs to Mamu. Shout outs to guys for whom it works. You better be really smart though, because these front offices, there's a lot of them and they're really smart. So, you know, the Detroit Pistons said, okay, you want this money. We're not going to cave. Go out and find us an offer sheet. It's exactly what the Phoenix Suns did with DeAndre Ayton back in the day, right? They said, go find your offer sheet. Found Indiana. They matched it. They got to underpay him.
All right, y'all. The next super chat I got is from 989 Michi. But first, I want to shout out Zexud 4426. Appreciate you for joining up, Zexud. Michi sent through $5 and said, if the Pistons would have gotten KD in that potential 3-team trade, Lord.
Yeah, I heard about that. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, what that was KD to the Pistons, Jaylen Brown to Houston, and then Şengün to Boston.
Yeah. So apparently Ime Udoka said no.
That wasn't Ime Udoka. I don't believe that.
Ime has a lot to say in that front office, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying Ime's not saying
they listening to him. That's why they turned it around.
He's not saying no to Jaylen Brown.
He did.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Denying reality. Flat earther. Okay.
Yeah. The earth is flat, by the way. But we don't have time to get into that debate. Next members only stream. By the way, our members only streams are Thursdays and Sundays. If you missed the stream last night, we had a good conversation on analytics, what it means for the NBA. We talked about some other good things. We got into some personal life philosophies and stories and stuff. Go check that out if you are a member, because it was a good stream. All right, Nix became a member. Shout out to Nix. Clips fan 1221 said, have any of you guys seen Rich Paul's LeBron whiteboard?
Yes.
Thoughts on this?
Just explaining.
We talked about it earlier, but like, I mean, my thoughts on it to anyone who hasn't seen it, Ron, L host, bring it up.
I can't bring it up right now, Pen. Just the computer. You can share it if you want to, and I can pull it up from there.
Hang on.
But it really was like, if you haven't seen it, it was on Rich Paul and Max Kellerman's podcast. He drew out the lineups of different teams. It was the Cavs. It was the Sixers. Who are the other teams? It was, I know the Warriors were on there. Oh, the Timberwolves were on there as well. And the Spurs and the Nuggets. So he drew out those teams and he basically just went around and talked about how LeBron would fit on each of these teams and all of that good stuff. I don't know
if this will show. Hold on. Wait. Man.
It's all good. You guys can go on any you guys can go on any social media and it.
There we go. Got it. There we go.
But yeah, it's just LeBron in the middle, and then it has these other lineups around him. The Knicks were on there as well, and they essentially were just talking about how LeBron would fit on these teams, what it would look like, and stuff like that. I thought it was an interesting convo. And once again, it's LeBron James. LeBron can fit on damn near any team he goes to. It's just a matter of which team he wants to go to.
He would be fun in Minnesota.
I think he would be fire in Minnesota.
Spurs, they said he's not going to. I just saw a report on that.
Spurs,
Nuggets could be fun.
Nuggets would be fire. Nuggets would be absolutely heat if LeBron went there.
I think he can deliver one more to Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland would be the best story.
I think Cleveland might be the best idea. Sucks, but it's true.
Miami's probably. I don't know why I think he's going to Miami. That's probably the most likely in my mind. But I don't know. I can't wait till he makes his decision. I think like either Minnesota, that's a great move.
Cleveland, that's a great move. Miami, all of these teams are great moves because they're all good teams, and LeBron is taking a minimum to join, and it immediately puts them as a top tier contender. I think with any of these teams.
I'm seeing a theme, right? Because we got Dame in Portland, you got Vucevic going to Orlando, you got Kawhi going to Toronto, potentially DeMar going to Toronto. I'm gonna try to speak that into existence. You got potentially LeBron going to Cleveland. We're back.
I think DeMar would be a good fit for you guys, actually.
I absolutely agree, but unfortunately, he has a very public beef with a so-called rapper.
Damn, Drake. It's okay. You guys still got
last time you won, Drake was popular. That's crazy.
I don't like him. Everyone else does.
But
Ice
all
Cream's
right,
a good
y'all.
album, though, I guess.
SF49ers sent through $19.99 and said, what if the Celtics seen Jason Tatum's play/practice and don't think he'll go back to himself, so they need to add more players around him, and they can't do that with Jaylen Brown's contract, and they don't think JB's good enough to carry them.
Then they would have made the Giannis trade.
But
like,
this is
for sure.
But this is underrated comment because their internal philosophy, Brad Stevens, and I've heard this, is that they want to build one star with a couple of sub-stars and a roster like full of depth, right? So your Derek White contract is like 30-ish million, right? So whatever star you fit into that, the next one is going to be 30 million, and then maybe a 15 million, and then depth. When you have two max guys taking like, especially super max guys taking 70% of your cap, your depth goes to shit. So I think teams are thinking more like in terms of the solo star model as opposed to the big three, big two type of shit. And it's like you need your second and third star to fit into a smaller cap sheet. And Jaylen Brown's paid like a superstar, but he's not a superstar.
They also can absorb. They could send out picks and absorb somebody's contract as well. I think up to 27 million, I believe. So that could potentially allow them to get Trey Murphy.
I don't think that traded player exception can necessarily.
They can just take Trey Murphy into it.
Yeah, so they can send picks and they don't have to send a player to match the money. They can get the money back.
So they just
Anthony Simons trade.
Sorry, say that again.
The Anthony Simons trade they got us.
Oh shit, yes, but Anthony Simons didn't make 27 million.
I don't know exactly how much it is.
They can take in Trey Murphy.
That's what I've seen. Is they could just take Trey Murphy's 27 might not have been a number. I don't know the exact number, but I know that they can do that. Also, too, though,
Trey makes 30.
They can take.
I don't know how it works. I just know I read that they can. So I mean, they still have some flexibility. So we'll see exactly what they do. But the next super chat I got is from Felonious Monk. Felonious Monk sent through $5 and said, Felonious Monk said, what are some of y'all favorite Pro-Am moments? I was in the building for Jonathan Kuminga's 60 at the crossover a few years back. Really good atmosphere. Felonious, you live in Seattle? If you do, what's good, bro? We neighbors.
I don't know if this is a Pro-Am, but under the lockout when like KD and Braun.
That counts. That counts.
Pro-Ams, that was nice.
Does the Drew League count as a Pro-Am?
Yeah. Drew League's a Pro-Am.
Kobe showed up at the Drew League once, right?
That's my moment.
There's your moment.
Him and James Harden were going at it, and then Kobe hit that game winner. Actually, it was Kobe versus James Harden and DeMar DeRozan. Kobe hit the game winner, and then just held his hands up, and everybody rushed the floor. That's the greatest Pro-Am moment of all time.
What about, was Hoodie Melo a Pro-Am?
I think
those were open gyms.
Oh, okay.
Malachi Flynn dropping 73 a couple of years, or like 4 years ago, was also crazy, just because of who did it. But yeah, Malachi can hoop.
Yeah, Malachi's fire. All right, Cultured Bandit. Speaking of Malachi Flynn, Cultured Bandits talk about another Seattle guy. He said Tari Eason betted on himself and lost the bet. Should have taken the first contract.
Him and Jalen Duren has the same agent.
This agent's getting fired. That's interesting.
Those are like the only two guys he has. Like both got in the restricted free agency.
But this is the thing, man. Like people don't understand the leverage game. Like if you go to Rich Paul, this is not happening to you. This will never happen to you with Clutch, right? And I'm not saying Clutch hits 100% of the shots that they take, but they usually get guys where they need to go for a decent amount. And you know that if you try to mess around with them, because right now this is bad representation, right? This is low leverage. what are you going to do to me, basically, right? Because if you mess with one client's money, it's a trickle-down effect. Now, suddenly that entire agent's roster is off limits to you. You're not getting him on a two-way. You're not getting him on a minimum. When he becomes available in a buyout market, we're just not talking to your team. You get basically, this
Because
is the
they don't
relationships
trust
world
you.
of the NBA. We don't trust you. We don't want you. And by the way, we remember that you fucked us over 3 years ago on that max contract because obviously agents eat off of players' contracts. So if you try to mess with my client's money, value, perception in any way, and one thing I learned, which I would have loved to bring this up next year, when Jordan was up here, is some of these agents, they have like actual firms to deal with social media shit, right? So where they are able to completely create or shut down entire narratives about their clients. I don't know through bots or how they do it, but like it's kind of crazy because so I'm just saying, like, this guy got bad representation.
It's actually what's called a repeated prisoner's dilemma in the game theory. So if you want to look that up, you can. Because if you don't have an agent that can punish them by not giving them because he doesn't trust the teams when they do like deals or say, okay, if you sign this 1 year deal, then we'll extend you next year when we get bird rights. So now if you have an agent, then you can trust them because you can punish them through the agent. But no, so it's what's called a repeated prisoner's dilemma. I'm gonna put a little link in the post show.
All right. Can we tell people what it is very quickly?
Yes. So
game theory where a classic single shot dilemma is played multiple times by the same participants, unlike a one-off game where the defection is the strictly dominant strategy. Repeated interactions allow players to establish reputations and punish opponents, opening the door for cooperation. I totally know about this. I just completely forgot about it for a second. Yes. This is it. I just looked it up. Yes, of course I know this. Yes.
All right, Bojango2213 said Rui Hachimura to the T-Wolves looks like a great fit. Thoughts?
Provide space.
I could see it.
I think it's his best fit. I don't know what their money's looking like, and I don't know all of that. I conceded that, Ben. I think you're right. Initially, he's in the 10 to 12, 10 to 14 range. But if they can make it work, I don't care if it's if Rui takes a pay cut and gets $7 million, or if they do overpay for him. However, I think that is the best fit for him there or the Miami Heat. But I love him playing next to LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, and even playing, being able to stretch the floor. So it's not as much of a paint presence down there for Rudy Gobert to get his lobs and make open layups or get offensive rebounds and stuff like that. Like I think it helps everybody all around. And if he's not good on defense, you have Rudy behind you. So I like that.
I agree. I do think this is a decent fit. They just need a 4 who can be there.
Yeah. And we seen how Naz Reid looked next to Rudy Gobert and next to Ant. Obviously, Rui's not as good offensively or defensively as Naz, but just him being able to stretch the floor and just put the ball on the floor a little bit. I think he could fill those shoes a little bit for him. All right, Biggs sent through a $5 super chat and said, so chill. We're not going to talk about how, if he wanted to, JT could have deaded this whole shit and said, I want him on my team.
I also just think some of you guys in the chat just want to hate a little bit on chill because JT is this guy. But okay, maybe he just isn't going to go into his front office who's done a great job so far and tell them how to do their job.
That's possible. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Because we don't know whether he just isn't that type of personality, whether he just didn't want to do it because he doesn't really like Jaylen Brown, or maybe he did say something and it just wasn't reported. At this point, it'll always be speculation unless one of those guys comes out and says it, and it will have to be JT that came out. Maybe years later he'll come out and say, "Man, I was advocating for Jaylen Brown. They just didn't want him for XYZ." We'll never know. Carm07 said, who's better, Heat with no Giannis or the Wizards with no AD?
The Heat, because of culture and just know how to do shit.
The Wizards because of... Yeah. We Move 23 said, anyone who thinks this Lakers team is good is on pure cope. Lakers lucky if they make the play-in. This is just not a good team.
They're really lacking in wings. If they had good defensive wings, they would be nice. But they kind of forgot that one thing about building around Luka, that you need athletic wings around him. They don't really have that. They just have bigs.
Yeah, I mean, Luka Ball is Luka Ball. And we know, even like if you go back to 2020, 2021, Luka is going to put up numbers and get regular season wins. It's just, it's a formula that's tried and true. So I would be surprised if the Lakers don't at least win 47, 48 games. At least. I think they might crack 50, especially, the West. I think the West got a little weaker. So I think it's a potential that they could crack 50. Trent sent through $4.99 and said, after all these trades so far, do y'all think the East is better defensively than the West? I personally think so. Defensively?
I think the top two in the West are just so good that has to carry a lot of weight. But I think under that, the East is probably better. Yes, I would say.
Yeah, I got the East right now. Comfortably, too.
Comfortably,
yeah.
Yeah, because Kawhi changed conferences. That's why. That's the power balance.
Kawhi and potentially Bron, too.
Shit, Bron to the LeBron toe.
If I'm Bron, low key, because of how stacked the East is right now, I'm probably actually staying in the West.
Nah, it's still easier to win in the East because you don't have to play San Antonio
But
those two.
You're going through 3 tough rounds in the Eastern Conference. You're going through a gauntlet for 82 games. You're going to get beat up. You need to have depth. If he does it with Cleveland, I get it. If he does it with Miami would be the most shocking of all of these decisions. I think it would be crazy. I think it's a bad fit. I think he'll lose. I don't think it does anything for his legacy. Cleveland does something for his legacy.
The thing
Closing out with one more ring, like, he left, he came back, he won one, he left again. We couldn't win without him. We tried, we thought we could, and it's just like it's the perfect chapter and the perfect farewell.
I don't know though, Pin. The Heat provide LeBron the most. So LeBron, I would say one of LeBron's biggest weaknesses right now is, obviously, like his. Defense. I'll just go there. It's defense, and Miami provides him the best like defensive unit where he can kind of chill. And I got Davion, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. Like on the defensive end, he's covered and he's secured. And then on the offensive end, but then who's the other two guys?
Okay, I hear you. And they did lose Dean Wade, but they got Max Strus. Max Strus is a good defender now.
No, for sure. Bron gonna have to go over there and play some wing defense. On the Miami Heat, he could go over there and absolutely hide and chill.
What would be crazy? What would be crazy? Go back to LA. Go back to the Lakers. LeBron loves them white shooters. They got a couple. He probably sitting there like, damn, I said my goodbyes and they finally gave the team that I wanted. Like, would LeBron? Okay, the honest question: would LeBron right now take the Lakers into like some pretty uncomfortable conversations? Are they a LeBron away? They got shot creation problems. You know who's a good shot creator? LeBron James. Go back. That's the ultimate belt turn. I'm stirring shit up, Ron. I'm sending Kawhi back to Toronto. I'm stirring shit up.
Also, too, though, like Philly has everything for Bron. Other defenders, shooters, star power, athleticism, and like literally everything.
Dean Wade, other defenders.
Jaylen Brown.
That's not a great defender.
Sorry, well, see, that's where we, especially on that team too. Like on that team, it's like Jaylen Brown. You have to guard the other team's opposing best wing.
And he'd be like, "No, I ain't doing that. I'm the star player."
He did that, so we just forget about we just
wasn't
forget
that great defensively last year. I don't know what the hell to tell you.
Luka Doncic. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Ask Luka.
Okay.
But all right, Crow Legend 23 said, I don't know about y'all, but AR-15 has the most pressure right now. If he doesn't reach the all-star status or make all-pro, call for Kaysen or Franz. Shit.
The idea that you think you can get Kaysen Wallace or Franz Wagner for Austin Reeves is crazy. You're not getting them. Not with that contract. Nope.
All right, I got 2 more super chats. One is from Clips Fan 1221. Said Sham said they were trying to get Brandon Miller and 3 picks or Şengün and 3 picks for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, they called everyone. I'm pretty sure by
They
the end of
tried.
it, they would have taken Drew Holiday and one pick, but they couldn't.
Yeah, not good. Not getting off Şengün. I could kind of see it with Brandon Miller, and the three picks is steep, but the Şengün is ridiculous.
But Şengün is like, he's another player that like a lot of teams don't value.
Well, I'm saying, no, they're
Analytics,
saying Boston,
defense,
they're saying Boston called them
turnovers.
and tried to get Şengün in. So
No,
like,
I get because Boston was desperate to move one problem for a younger problem.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying though with the Rockets. Like, I would have did that in a heartbeat. KD, Jaylen Brown, Amin Thompson. Like,
Let me gauge the level of seriousness here. Would you have traded the second overall pick in this year's draft for Jaylen Brown?
Who, Darren Peterson?
That would have been Darren Peterson.
If I'm the Jazz, no, because I don't think that would.
Would you
put
have
us in a-
traded? Oh, okay. But if
You
the
know.
Boston Celtics held that pick,
So
sorry,
sorry.
If Indiana held that pick, let's just say the draft went
Hell
definitely.
yeah. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
See, that's the difference. There's
And
no
even
GM
like
on
yeah,
the planet who would have given you that value for.
Yeah, if so like let's say the Pacers would have got that because they made the trade with the Clippers. Let's say they would have won the lottery, it would have went in their favor, and they would have had the second overall pick. I 100%
Ron.
would trade. I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up? Well, I'm just saying we were just in a championship with Brian or Aaron Nesmith as our three or as our other wing. You kind of replaced him with Jaylen Brown. You beat OKC and you beat OKC in 5.
Consistently over the last 2 years, whenever talks about Jaylen Brown have come up, who is the panelist on this panel who has been telling you teams don't value this more than anybody else? Now, I know some of us have been a little bit low, but who has been the lowest?
I mean,
It's probably been me.
you had your reservations about Jaylen Brown.
Also, who has been the highest? That's been Ox. You're on the same side of Ox. That's gotta concern
Ox,
you.
my tag team partner. We're not letting
No,
Jaylen Brown.
I don't know. Ron.
We're not letting Jaylen Brown, and we're not letting you, Drago FC, get in the middle of this Kawhi bromance we got going on here.
Oh,
No.
shit, yeah, I am
You're
on
not
the
messing
Kawhi
this
side.
up.
I gotta be
You
quiet.
fucking up our chemistry, man. Stop this.
We got a new YouTube member by the name of ORV and a bunch of other letters and numbers. Appreciate you for joining up, ORV. Thank you. If you are an all-star or higher, you could come on our members only stream and actually join the stream and talk and debate and do whatever you want to do if you are an all-star. All right, we got one more members chat from Baron Ryan. Baron Ryan has been a member for 10 months and said, who is winning the weekend World Cup games? Mars isn't here, so who do you guys got winning?
So Argentina, Cape Verde, Argentina, Colombia, Ghana. That's going to be a good game, actually. Let me go Ghana. The African teams have been really good so far in these finals. Canada, Morocco. I'm going to go Morocco.
Yeah, me too.
Paraguay, France, clearly. Brazil, Norway, Brazil. Even though, you know what? Norway. Let's go. Arling.
Are you picking outright winners, or are you picking like it's a tie, but it might go to penalties?
Final
Outright
after
winners.
penalties, who won? When we're done with it all, who's advancing basically? England, Mexico, England, and then this is Monday, but I'm still because it's going to be the best game. So it's Portugal, Spain. That's going to be a really good game Monday. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it on the panel, but I'm going to go Spain. So yeah, that's my picks.
Egypt is up on Australia right now. Damn.
Oh
Dane.
yeah, Amir is really happy. It's like a Danish league player who scored actually. So shout out to Bulletproof.
Damn, Dame. Shout outs to Dame.
Yeah, all I know is Mexico winning, so that's all that really matters. But all right, y'all. We are going to see you guys here very soon. Chill with Chill tomorrow morning. Be sure to tap in. You got Press Box on Sunday. Be sure to tap into the Press Box. And also Sunday night, we have our members only stream. Be sure to pull up to that. You guys have a blessed weekend. Stay locked in the free agency because we will be back on Monday to talk about everything that happens this weekend. We out.